Hello and welcome. Welcome to Drakenmemoria. Yay! What is Drakenmemoria, you may be asking? Well, it's Dungeons and Dragons, or more specifically, a group of people playing Dungeons and Dragons. So if this is not something you want to watch, well, for now, that's everything we have. That's the channel. Might add something more. I've been looking into expanding, but for now, that's it. So, if this is not something you want to watch, well, if you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, they give suggestions. Pick one. And we will wish you a good whatever part of the day it is for you. And then we will make small puppets that we will burn at the stake. Right before torturing them extensively, pulling out their limbs. But that you won't know. Unless it works, then yes, you will know. For everyone else, have a nice day.
We'll start with the legs. The part that you can't see.
For everyone else who actually wants...
Did you ever get a hangnail? That was me.
Oh, yeah. Everything. When you stub your toe? Me. I've been doing this. Alright, so, for everyone else who actually wants to be here, not because they're afraid that we might curse them. Oh, how's common blood? Thank you. So, for everyone else who actually wants to be here, not because we are threatening them, but because they enjoy Dungeons and Dragons and they want to be here.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Just because it's fun, or because they enjoy one of us, or all of us, or some combination of all of this. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Enjoy was a good word.
Well, you know. If you're new, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us tonight. If you're not new, if you're back from a previous session, well, welcome back. It's fun to see that you survived during the week and you're still there. That's about everything we can say. Still too small to have sponsors, unless one of you wants to volunteer a sponsor from something they're drinking or eating.
Ramen and spam.
Interesting combination.
A lot of salt.
Yeah.
No, no kidding.
How
feel
old
it in
are
my
you
heart
planning on
already.
living?
Hopefully not that. No, I'm just playing. I'm kidding.
All right. So apparently we're being sponsored by ramen and spam.
Sponsored by Heart
the liver
Problems.
killer.
We'll get them soon enough.
All right. So, just to protect our own behind, if there's any ever someone who wants to sue us, the music that the ambiance that you're hearing in the background, that's Ambient Mixer. If you see a battle map, it's Dungeon Alchemist, and if you see a world map, it's WonderDraft. Yay! Publicity done. So, now, what has been happening? No, that's not the right one. Where's it gone? I know I opened it. Alright, no, apparently not. Alright, introduction, because, you know, I don't want to forget about saying something, which I too frequently do. So, last episode, what happened? Knowing they had a bit of spare time before needing to go back on the road, the party took a few days to better prepare the next leg of their adventure. Research was done on various subjects. They needed more information. Well, let's just summarize this by... They needed more information on things they should have researched before coming once arriving here, and at least on another occasion in the past. But at least now they have good research with them. They also needed costumes, so they were purchased, and that's about it. In the process, they interacted a little bit more with their host, another Kenku, doing its best to interact with the world, as Kenku do. They learn more about the life he had, and one party member had its horizon broaden by force for insulting a sorcerer.
For being a racist asshole.
In short, Jorg was transformed into an earthworm by a polymorph spell. Which, of course, Tobiyashi made sure that he knew the full spectrum of things that can happen when you're an earthworm, and he stepped on it. So
Yeah.
And this is what happened. And this is what happens to racists.
So is Jorg dead? Did I miss
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, Jorg's
Yeah.
dead.
He has
He's
no
made a new
character.
character.
He's now playing as his dog.
Then stop on them. They're
Yeah,
fully
yeah, I'm just-
die.
Damn.
for a second.
Yeah.
Then he transformed back and understood a little better how Terry might feel from time to time.
But because I transformed
I mean, he
in
spends
Toby's
so much
foot,
time in
I'm
a
now
box.
confused with it.
Should have
Yeah,
put him
next
in
week
with
in the box.
Terry and seen what Terry did.
Eat him.
Yeah.
Haven't opened the box for days, and all of a sudden just drop a worm.
Worm.
Here you go. That's what your children will look like. Huh?
This is Jorg. Jorg's now your friend.
Be
Uh,
living with you for
Terry
a couple
doesn't
months
decide
now.
to make babies.
when everyone came back, we learned why audience in game was a little bit out of it. Is because before going shopping, Jorg asked audience to look after his potion making cabinet, and unfortunately, inside of the cabinet, while he was bored watching oil infuse, he found, while rummaging through the different drawers, a spheric-shaped mushroom. So of course he squeezed it until it burst, and he spent the rest of the day chasing bubbles with the head of his god inside of them.
Sounds like I had a great day.
Well, yeah, every time you popped a bubble, it made a little sound, so eventually you sort of looked like you were jamming really hard. Well, you were the only one seeing the bubbles and hearing the sounds, but yeah, no, it's So, yeah. The day went by, and the group had purchased costume to impersonate a maintenance crew for when they will want to steal a locomotive. And now they have to decide what they're going to do with the time they have left. They have 4.5 days. Well, probably 4 1/3, waiting for audience to come back from his soap bubble hunting trip inside of the library. But you're all back here. Jorg, you know that there's roughly another 30 hours of work left. You could divide it between you and someone else. But 30 hours left before you have your undead repelling incense finished. And like I said, you have 4.5 days before you absolutely need to be out of this island. Otherwise, security is going to start looking for you when you arrive at the entrance of any settlement. So,
we don't have to leave. It just makes things more
Can
exciting.
only one person help with Jordan, or could we like all help with him and knock it out in like 6 hours or something?
Well, but
I assume it's like, to some extent, there is.
yeah. By the rule as written, yes, you can put as many people you want and end something that needs to be done in a single hour. But they do say that one should be careful and apply logic where logic should be applied. So you can't put 16 people to create a single ring. There's a limit of people that can actually work on something. So for brewing like this, and especially since there's long periods of time where you're just infusing the properties of the herb in some sort of neutral medium, probably some sort of alcohol for instance, there's a limit of people you can put on this. I wouldn't allow you to put more than 2 people, more than yourself, because that just wouldn't make sense.
I could help. I'm good with the herbalism cape.
All right. So with the group's help, you could reduce this to a single day of working, although it's really up to you. You're pretty sure you won't need this for another 4.5 days. You know you can pause the making of this for 1 or 2 days without your whole concoction being ruined. You could decide to finish this on the road. You could decide to finish this in a less public place. By that I mean a less populous area. Or you can decide that this place is probably the safest place you will be for the next, I don't know how long, and want to finish this here. It's
Also, what
entirely
time of day is it?
of the week.
Like, what time in the day? Is it?
Oh, late afternoon, I'd say.
Alright.
Because you spent part of the day shopping for clothes, ate something, came back. So I'd say, yeah, maybe mid-afternoon would be more accurate.
I mean, I don't think there's much else can be done that I can do in the library specifically. So,
All right.
what are you working on again, Joy?
Zombie repellent incense.
Oh, yeah, that seems pretty important.
Yeah. If I tell you how to do it, can you work on it overnight while we sleep?
I could for a little bit, but I still need to
Yeah.
rest at some point.
That makes sense. I wasn't sure how restful that would be.
Is just sleep brewing.
Well, you can't
Really,
cook you can't cook an entire breakfast while you're sleepwalking. So,
Yeah, you just have to
I guess
know.
that'd be up to the DM. The most I've been able to do so far while resting is read.
well, here's the thing. Because I know how incense is made, I should say that, of course, because most of what's going to happen during the next 30 hours is that you're going to watch oil infuse with a variety of plants, and then Jorg will mix them in a very specific order, and then mix it with a paste so he can make some sort of cone-shaped incense. But according to Dungeons and Dragons, you're gonna be spending that 30 hours doing something, meaning it's supposed to be counted as tiring work. So Dungeons and Dragons would say that no, unfortunately you need to count those 30 hours as strenuous work, something that would fit in the 8 hours of energy you have in a day.
Wait, so then what are you supposed to do in the other 8 hours of the day?
So the way that D&D is made is that it's 8 hours of strenuous work, 8 hours of low activity, essentially preparing food, nothing elaborate, just preparing a campfire, unpacking, repacking, preparing to go to sleep, serving out food. That's supposed to be a low activity. Still, it's sort of a zone where you don't lose strength, but you don't gain it also, either. And then the last 8 hours is 8 hours of sleep. That's how they justify it.
And making incense isn't on the same level as cooking.
For Dungeons and Dragons, no. For me, who actually know how it's made, yes. But since I don't want to be... I don't want to create something that's overpowered in D&D sense. I'm going to side with Dungeons and Dragons instead. Unfortunately, those 30 hours, the total of 60 hours is counted in strenuous work, meaning that after 8 hours, it's you may have to make a Constitution save, if I remember correctly. If you fail, you gain 1 point of fatigue, which you will recover if you sleep, but if you gain 2, then no.
Travel rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is fair.
I could help out a bit. Not like we're doing anything anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we want to figure out some information on maybe where the people have gone that fell.
Yeah,
in the
that's
sky.
kind of the only other thing I can think of, but that's not...
I can look into that. I want to know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess we could... There is, some, info gathering that we might be able to do in the city, but...
Yeah. Wait, you're finally back from tripping? No.
Oh, yeah.
You should be careful with my my tools.
I don't know. They seem like they're pretty fun.
I'll show you what mushrooms are more fun later.
I mean, I thought chasing the dragon was just a saying, but I mean, whew, pretty realistic there.
And you didn't know that he made sounds when you caught it.
Mm-mm.
No, but
Might
yeah,
have
I think...
test that to make sure you figure out which mushroom.
Yeah, I mean, I would say even if we couldn't help the people that landed, since it's not our priority, it would probably be good just to even know that, just so we could even bring the information out when we leave. Just to have anything on them, in case someone else wants to send in a rescue mission if we can successfully, place the orb and everything.
Not a bad
When we
idea.
come back.
Alright.
I wonder how long the longest person's been in stasis in the prison.
Oh, in the prison here, okay. Because I was going to say, there are spells which can put you in stasis for hundreds of years.
In the prison here, I have no idea. If we run into the wizard, I'll be sure to ask him.
Sir, how
Hey,
long can we
wizard,
spend in
so-
stasis?
I think Princess Aurora probably holds the record, at least for like pop culture sense. But
If you start
What about
going
Master
into
Chief?
the mythology of the druids. Besides,
named people that everybody would recognize from pop culture.
is World of Warcraft pop culture? Because the druids there have been sleeping for 10,000 years.
Do they all have names?
A handful of them.
I think we're getting off topic.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. So, do you want to do that tonight, audience?
Yeah, if we have time,
And then-
might as well.
Me and Toby, I guess, can stick around here and help Jorg with his.
Oh yeah, who's being what?
Brewing.
I could be one of the monkeys. Grease monkey.
Oh,
I mean, we don't have to figure that out now, but
yeah. We could talk about that later, or like 10 seconds before we, have to throw on our outfits. That's what we normally do.
So, who wants the one with the blue bar? Who wants the one with the yellow bar? And who wants the one with the purple bar?
Which one makes me look the most stylish? That's what I know.
Well, probably the evaluator, because he's not supposed to get all dirty, so a little bit more flair.
All right. Well, all right. So I'm gonna go out. So okay. So I guess me and Remy are gonna go out, and then you guys are gonna brew the potion.
Information gathering.
Potion.
Well, the brew
Yeah.
what Jorg is making.
The incense.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh no.
You know, it all does make sense. Like Jorg is in fact the most insensitive one.
Yeah, he's just practicing.
Oh. Well,
All right.
how nervous am I about going out into the city right now? As I am. I don't think that nervous. I don't think anyone's gonna recognize me.
It's the beet juicer.
Well, more I'm worried about someone being like, it's the guy who rescued me on the train. Because the little girl thought that. But
Oh yeah.
I think it'll be okay.
I mean, what are they gonna do? Punish us for helping the train?
Not punish us, but they might ask how we stopped like 50 thieves from
And magic,
attacking the
duh.
train.
They're probably the most thing I think they'd wonder is how did you guys get rid of all the barges that were in the water?
also why we weren't on the train when it arrived. There'd be a lot of questions.
Yeah, I think we can sum it up by saying a lot of embarrassing questions to answer.
Yeah. So no, I'd rather they, even if they did think we were directly involved in the damaging of the train, I would rather not have to answer the questions.
Seems legit.
All right.
But all right.
So, decide. Are you going this evening? Or are you going tomorrow?
I can go this evening. There's usually a good gathering of people in taverns and pubs in the evening hours, so someone might know something.
yeah, probably the best time to.
All right.
Someone might have some information.
All right. So,
Trying to think if... Actually, Remy, you can cast illusion stuff, right? So we don't need Sachet.
Yeah, I was about to say it's like maybe Remy would have to come along regardless, just in case somebody got awfully curious about what's underneath your hood.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But you can do that, so we don't need sachet. You got that covered.
Alright. Besides, cuddles might attract attention. You know, a grown girl walking around with a puppet.
I don't think Cuddles... I mean, Cuddles hasn't drawn attention before. I don't think he would now. I think he just gotta be there.
Well, I think it's more like, what kind of attention would that grab? You know what I mean?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. Anyway, me and Remy are headed out.
Alright.
Have fun with the potion making. If you guys want to have a good time, I suggest squeezing one of those spherical mushrooms.
Oh, this one right here. No.
Alright.
Is it still cold out? Question.
Well, yeah, and it's getting slightly colder every single day. You're
Yeah,
really
but it's not cold inside, right?
I still have it attuned to my ring.
Well, to be honest, you're a bit more used to it. I would compare you to myself, and you know, I'm pretty comfortable with the very few coverings all the way to freezing point. I usually only have a hoodie is enough to keep me warm all the way to freezing temperature. So, Dragonborn, a lot more muscle than I have. About a foot more than I have. You don't sweat, so your body tends to accumulate more heat than mine. I'd say you're still comfortable. The snow is having trouble staying for several days in a row. It would have to snow for several days to have a very thick coat of snow everywhere. But right now, it's been a few days since there was a major snowfall, so you're probably nearly back all the way to ground level snow. Just a very thin white blanket outside of the process, because one thing you have noticed since you've been in this settlement, this city, is that there is no snow on the ground. So they do have a way to keep the snow out.
I see. They have a very special aerosol cans that, when sprayed, makes the snow go away. This technology was pioneered by the second Frosty the Snowman film. Frosty Returns. Yes, this is a real thing, by the way.
Oh no!
For those unfamiliar.
I absolutely was not doubting this. All right, so you go outside and you start looking for a
In tavern, somewhere where there's going to be locals gathered
Okay.
that might have, information, but also not,
It's probably not that hard, since you're not. Oh no, that's right. You're in the library right now. So, within 10 minutes of walk, you can find yourself in one of the major area of this city. Very similar to the other process that you were in. It works in district, and each district has its own heart, where there are more commerce, more people walking there. Especially in cities, some commerce will stay open pretty late. Blacksmiths, people that will brew potions, people like this usually will stay up later than the average person. Usually, place where they sell food is the first one that closes in a day. So just find yourself back in one of those places, and it's only a question of minutes before you find an inn or a tavern where a lot of people gathers there. You see a little bit of light, coming out from the windows, from the door. A little bit of merriment, people cheering, people talking loudly.
All right, we'll walk in. I'll kind of find a table, order some drinks, kind of. Probably I'd wait like 30, 40 minutes, just kind of sit, listen, see if I hear any conversations, anything that, see if anyone's maybe talking about it, or like which group might be a little more drunk, which group might not be as drunk. I'd also tell Remy to look out for these things because I assume he'd be better at it than me.
So,
just like what would be a good group to maybe bring up this conversation with, or if someone's maybe already talking about it.
All right. That's easy enough to do. So you enter this place, and then suddenly everything falls quiet. No, you just everyone looks at you entering. No, you enter, and they're more used to seeing people that are not from this. From the city, even someone from a different district would be someone new for a lot of people. So, they don't react all that much when you enter. Of course, innkeeper sees you. There's a maid that will come to the table as soon as you sit down. Ask you if there's anything you want while you're in there. Interesting clothing. Don't seem to be from around here.
Yeah.
Remy feels familiar for some reason. You have any family living nearby?
Do you want us to answer these questions or just?
I'm just telling you what sort of question she's asking, but if you want to answer them, yeah, sure, of course.
I'd be like, oh no, we're just from a different island. But yeah, if you could just get us a drink, thank you. Try to not give off super talkative vibes to her.
Okay. So, what exactly will you be drinking?
Just some very, very light beer, because I don't want to get drunk. Just sip at a beer.
He's got the Buddith Light.
Yeah. What's your Buddith Light version? Actually, I prefer the Rolleth the Rock. No. Even lighter.
Okay. What about you?
You get a drink that has like a couple of rocks in them.
Real rocks, because What about you, Remy? What are you gonna answer when she asks? What are you going to have? Drink, eat?
Who just looks at me like, I'll have what she's having.
She turns around. Who?
Rainy points at audience.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I mean, ma'am.
No, I'm a sir. Don't be. That's just how he talks.
Right.
You should have said she. That's just how she talks.
Right. Okay.
I'm not trying to pull off a feminine attitude for the rest of this
evening. Look. Maybe it was raised with a bunch of... I could say the word misogynist.
Well...
The language is going to be a bit colorful and suggestive.
Yeah. To some degree. You did have one person in your group that was a little bit more aristocratic than the others. She's probably responsible for everything you can actually say in large groups. Okay. All right. So, looking at something and I'm not looking at the price. Okay.
Here is our finest watered down ale.
All right. So, she brings you a mug, both of you. You can pay at the end of the evening. It's 3 coppers each.
We're trying this new thing called a tab.
I'm gonna need a tab, please.
Yeah, would you like to close out or leave that open? We'll leave it open for now.
She looks at you for a moment. No, there's a small
Guards.
tracking elements to what you to each of the mug. So we know exactly how much you owe. We're just giving you the ability to pay later.
Oh, but what happens if someone throws the mug and the mug breaks? In like a drunken rage.
We usually don't have people that can throw that hard.
Oh. I see. Alright, never mind.
Cut to 20 minutes later. Smash! Smash!
Another!
It's hammered off of light beer.
The lightest beer.
Dude, this is
Basically
2%.
water,
How
but
are
like
0.5%. 0.5.
This is non-alcoholic beer. How are you getting drunk?
it's the atmosphere.
They're not drunk. They're stupid.
Like they say, you can't fix stupid. Alright, so you start drinking a little, listening around. So Remy is the one that's doing the perception roll, if I'm not mistaken, assisted by
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah, I'm giving him advantage.
Oh, you don't want to flex that. What was your perception score again?
-1, I think.
Well,
Might
with
be
Magna,
0.
it's
Oh
good.
no, I got it right. No, it's 0 now. So that went up.
With Magna, it's good. But
I do not have Magna summoned at the moment.
Yeah, why don't you summon Magna? See what happens.
I'll just get right on that.
Alright.
Is it a 0 or an 8? Nope, that's an 8. It's 27.
27. Alright. So you rolled an 8 and it's 27?
I was trying to figure out if it was a 10 or an 18.
Okay. Okay. I was gonna say, damn, that's impressive.
I mean, I wish I had that. I mean, like, 'cause then I would have like, it's like, Rainy, what is your passive?
40.
Did you even need to roll?
Right. So you take a moment, look around, hearing people talk. You have a few moments where audience distracts you by making you listen to what that waitress is saying. You think he's doing this because he just wants to look at her more.
He can like even sometimes hear the ripping sound of his shirt underneath.
At the beginning, you don't hear all that much. That's very interesting. Eventually, you do start catching a group talking. apparently they were in the field when this huge ship just appeared out of nowhere, nearly collided with the ground. It's a bit hard to say if they're the one who saw it, or if they're telling you what the person they know saw. So okay, is it you, or is it a friend of mine? So there's a degree of reliability there that's a bit weirder. But once someone starts talking about this, you do hear it spread a little in the room. A lot of people starting to talk about their perception of the outside world. The fact that they're still receiving from time to time ships, and most people do seem to think that these ships are being sent there intentionally, and that the outside world is still sending them the people that they don't want to have. But since they're only sending people and they're never sending anyone to help maintain anything or relieve the sorcerer, the wizard, even their own account, they don't agree on if it's a sorcerer, if it's a wizard, if it's a warlock. You get the feeling that they're having trouble discerning between the different kinds of magic there are. They know priests, because priests are really helpful against the undead. But everything else is a bit of a blur to them. So even for them, it's hard to tell what is...
Everyone's just a stage magician.
So you hear this mix of information, their take on the outside world, and the outside world just doesn't care about them. They just keep sending them their trash and expecting them to just keep absorbing this, and they care nothing about the plight of this land, and just sending shitty wardens, Feels like they're being ruled by their own rebel groups, but the outside world, of course, they're not sending ruffians to rule over this place, they're probably sending people that are trained, and so the outside world is just as bad, and probably just slightly less bad, just a little less worse than what's inside, and probably still stuck in endless wars and things like this. That's probably why there's not as many people as history says that are coming here. They're just slaughtering themselves out there. Other just think that no, it's just they just don't care. They just don't care about us. We're the trash bin of the world. That's probably how they see us. And then the conversation goes back to that ship that they saw, because it's the most recent ship that they actually saw. Before that ship, the last one that came in was several months ago, and it was a very small fishing ship. Then someone immediately said, no, it wasn't a fishing ship. It was a pirate ship, Then another one, no, it can't be a pirate ship. Pirates would never come here voluntarily. So it was definitely a ship with prisoners inside. The scum of the world. That's probably it. Listening to everything that they say. Grabbing few elements on the fly. The ship that appeared...
And for audience's reference, just like as some the more interesting bits of the conversation come in, especially when they're talking about how the outside world doesn't care about them. Just in case audience in the future ever wanted to do a bit of evangelizing, but yeah, just like basically kind of like doing like a Kenku repeat next to him, so that he at least has an idea of like some of the conversations that he can't hear, but now can have like a small taste of.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I.e., in case the conversation catches his interest.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, and there's something probably for you audience. There's something interesting if you ever manage to convert Sachet, because she is a very lovable person. She is followed by a good patron. She could definitely be a voice for something good in here, if you manage to convince her of the worthiness of your religion, of course. So, with everything you understand and hear about the incident that happened a few days ago, there are some conflicting, not a few days ago, a few weeks ago, there's some conflicting information. Sometimes it's a large ship, sometimes it's a small ship. It was definitely a flying ship. Some say that it just appeared, some say that it fell from the sky, nearly touched the ground. Another one says that it actually did, but it managed to stabilize itself, so it didn't crush itself on the ground. Left a long trail in my field. No, come on, that's just you. That's just you that can't use your tools properly, and you're just blaming this ship. The crew seems to have been diverse. Some are talking about species they don't see all that much. Someone does talk about a dragonborn, but that report is very conflicted. Sometimes it's a dragonborn, sometimes it's a tiefling that has wings, because they would know sorcerers more than wizards. So there's a bit of a conflict there. Good groups of dwarves. With a 27, you have one element which sticks out, which hits your mind differently. At one point, someone does say something which you did not expect to hear. Among those who got out, who didn't get caught, several people talk about a man in a black cloak escaping.
Not him again.
Fucking everywhere, dude.
He's everywhere.
Interesting.
The way he moved, so good at evading everyone, everything. It was nearly predatory in nature. Then everyone starts talking again about no. I'm sure there was a tiefling in there. There was a female tiefling. No. That's just you projecting what you want your wife to be. That there was no tiefling in there. And then the conversation just starts again.
Doesn't every guy want to sit down and settle with a wholesome tiefling wife?
Just because I wasn't completely for the ship, did the ship fully crash, or did it
Generally,
Or did like
generally speaking, there are more people saying that the ship was not destroyed. Maybe it touched the ground, but the ship was not destroyed. They managed to stabilize it before it just itself on the ground.
So where would the ship be right now?
Well, once most of the group was apprehended, the ship was taken by the sorcerer. Well, sorcerer's troops.
Okay. So the ship's already been like taken.
Where exactly, no one knows. But there are a large variety of theories. Some say that it was taken directly to the spire. Some say that it was taken to one of the border stations on this island. Some say that it was literally dismantled there.
There. Does anyone know like the exact location that it was dismantled?
It would have been at a point on the map where you are. It would be the one just before. So you were there. It's the point where you took the train to get to the settlement here. It would have crashed maybe 5 or 6 miles to the east.
Okay.
There are fewer trees, and the ground suddenly starts becoming more hills than.
I would mark the map as a potential spot for a landing of the ship, even though I assume it's not there anymore.
Okay. Hold on.
Just for future reference.
Yeah. That would be this one here. Oops. Yeah, it has to be higher up, otherwise it won't appear on the map. So...
Like I said, no survivors.
I've placed the map on Twitch. And I put the NPC token where it would be, so that you know. But now I'm taking into consideration that you also have recorded it in your mind.
All right. Let's see. What else would I do? All right. I'm not going to go up to any of the patrons individually, because I don't think we're really going to be able to get too much more information from any of them. They seem to have been chatting pretty freely about it. I don't think I have more specific information, unless I wouldn't be, but unless Remy's getting the sense from someone that they're like withholding information.
Well, there are different levels of withholding information. Some of them might actually be keeping some information for them, but you always notice that it's about being there when it happened. You get the feeling that some people might have taken stuff from the ship before anyone got there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mementos of this huge ship that appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, but nothing like specific that someone might know where like a person is hiding or a location or anything like that.
Well, at least you don't have... Nothing would suggest that someone is hiding someone from there. Although
no one looks like super nervous when the conversation pops up, or like shifty or sweating, like they might be in trouble over something.
Well, Yeah. The question is, are they in trouble because of that or something else?
Yeah. Well, more like more like an active like, I don't want to get in trouble for this conversation.
Well, of course, you always notice nervousness when someone realizes that the conversation has reached a sound level that could attract attention from people that might have loyalties more toward the wizard than the town. And because of that, you sort of eventually notice that there are people inside the room, which some, either because it's true or not, you're not sure, might be more inclined to sell out people. Sorcerer or the wizard might actually have spies, although not as grandiose as actual spies, just ears.
Yeah.
So there is a level of nervousness whenever a conversation becomes too agitated. For example, when someone started saying that, the ship actually touched the ground, but it didn't crash, and whoops, that person just stops talking a little bit, looking in a different direction, and fidgeting with his hands, and you notice for you, Remy, you notice that reflex hand gesture of someone reaching out for something, and then you think that he might have taken something from that place, and he doesn't want others to know about it. And then some people talk about those who ran, and then suddenly they stop talking because they don't probably want to be interrogated about where they think they ran.
Yeah, which direction they might have gone, or yeah.
So there's a level of hesitation every time that information starts bubbling too hard. Whether it is because they're afraid the wizard might do something or a rebel group might do something, that's where it's difficult to know, and you'd have to get inside the conversation or with that person to start knowing which one is he afraid of.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You guys hear about that train attack?
At every moment, you get the feeling that there's always three general powers in play. There's the people, there's the wizard, and there are the rebel groups. So
I don't really consider the people a power, but yes.
Well, they do. A lot of people will protect one another because there is a sense of community.
Yeah.
They want to survive. They don't want to cause trouble for someone that they like. Don't mind so much if it's someone they don't like, especially in a city. But so there is a sense of community, and that's why I say it's sort of a general power, a group of people, a faction, if you want.
I really noticed that power when that girl was being murdered. In that sense, Sorry, anyway.
Well, it's just like in any three-powered structure, you have like the clergy who get a vote, you have the aristocracy who get a vote, and then everybody else one vote. Man, it's really weird how they always keep getting outvoted, the people.
Yeah, tell me about it. We have that in our history.
All right. I guess then, again, if we don't notice anything, all right. I think we got the most information we can get. Some people have obviously escaped and scattered. Interesting that the man with the black cloak might have been on the ship. And we know a general location of where the ship might have landed, and we don't know whether it was scavenged. But we assume the parts, the ship has either been taken by the wizard. Okay, good to have information, but nothing too specific. I guess the last thing I would do would be, before we left, I would get out a note and trying to think how to write this. I don't want to write like specific. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Never mind.
All right.
I don't trust the bartenders enough, or anyone really here enough to do that.
All right. So, how many drinks?
Maybe notices that audience was having a thinking bubble, and then
Yeah, no. I was debating whether I was gonna write like a message for specifically the guy in the black cloak, that if he wanted to meet up with us to help escape, since I know he comes from the garden, that we were gonna be going to Mid-Sal, but I don't know who I would leave that with. Because this is just the main city on the island, and he might come by here. But I don't know who I would leave that with, that I would trust not to open it or give it to other people. So I'm not going to do that.
You have to encrypt it.
Yeah, I don't know how to encrypt it, though.
Mm-mm.
I guess I could talk to Raimi about it and see if he has any ideas. Like, I want to leave a message for the man in the black cloak. Specifically, to see if he might have more information or if he wants to meet up with us, because I think he's part of the garden.
Well, he's right there. You can talk about it. You can talk to Remy.
Yeah, no, I am. I am talking to Remy. So I'm be like, I want to leave a message for him to potentially like let him know that if he wants to meet with us, we're going to be on Mid-Sal, hopefully within the next couple weeks, and we'll be there for hopefully not too long, but for a little bit. If he wants to, it would be a short window to meet us, but we will be there in that short window. Yeah, I don't know how to encrypt. Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, I think Raimi would, I suppose, as like a. Well, I guess first thing like Raimi would ask is just like, all right, Raimi, where'd you put it?
Where did I put what, Remy? What? Give me something that I didn't put. What do I need to pull out? Or figure out?
Raimi,
illusion something for me. I don't know. Oh wait, we're in a bar. Don't illusion something.
Illusion something. Like Remy's like.
He's already being very careful and holding an illusion up for you whenever he can.
No, well, don't illusion something.
Okay, he would respond to that with like, "What are you trying to say, Raimi?"
I'm gonna start pulling stuff out. I'm gonna pull out my. First, I'm gonna. I don't know. I can't pull that out. That's magic. But I'll show Remy my like orb in the bag where we can get objects out of. Point to that. Shake my head up, down, no. Point into my bag. Be like, object? Yes, no.
There's like a Remy shakes his head when you say like object.
Okay. So where did I put it? If it's not an object, person? I'll look at Remy. Yes, no.
Just okay. Maybe just going to pull out like a small parchment, just like start folding it up into a neat square, and then like puts it in one of like audience's pockets. and then he shrugs his shoulders.
I'll pull out the paper. Did Remy write anything on it? Like a note?
It's blank.
Oh, you don't know what to do.
He says, like, and he's going to repeat, "All right, Remy, where'd you put it?"
I'm very lost.
You're free to roll at any time.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll. That's where I'm going to.
I don't know if this is an audience thing or a Sam thing.
This one's a me thing right now. I'm trying to remember because I feel like but I'm not. Okay, intelligence. Where's that? It's not gonna be good, but we're gonna try.
Who knows? Maybe
It's a 7. Audience is as lost as me.
You just got a blank piece of paper, and Remy wants to know where you put it.
And I'll like hand it back to Remy. And be like, "Can you write something? Like write out what you mean. Sentence. I don't know. Can we pass notes in class?"
Okay, Remy will try a different method. Like, Remy's going to say, "Where'd you put it?" And he's going to point at the piece of parchment, and then he's now going to make a small mark in the table.
I'm gonna roll another intelligence roll. Oh, that's a 16. It's a lot better.
All right.
Okay, so Remy's trying to figure out how exactly you would intend for this message to be delivered to this cloaked person.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Because it's like I'm gonna leave a message. Where?
well, that's what I was trying to figure out, Remy. I don't know where. Do we leave it at the library? Do we leave it with Sachet? I don't really want to leave it with just a random person if we're writing down, like, that we're going to be in Mid-South. Because I don't want other people to know that. So I guess we'd either have to leave it with the sorcerer or Sachet, or we could try and like carve it into something, but I don't know how we'd do that if it was coded. What I'm saying is I don't know how to write anything in code. I don't know any code that would work. I don't think the garden has like a secret code that I was taught.
No, but
only
if
members
he's from your world, if he's really someone from the outside, then if he knows thief cants, he would recognize it more than the thief cants here. Otherwise, the problem is that you've never tried to ascertain what class was that guy. He's very stealthy, so he's most likely rogue, ranger, or a type of druid.
He might know thieves cant,
but not druid. I mean monk. But
I'll tell you what, Remy. We'll write the same message twice. We'll write it once in Thieves' Cant, and we'll write it once in Draconic, because nobody here's a Dragonborn. So I assume pretty much no one here knows Draconic. He might not also know Draconic, but at least we'll try that. And maybe he'll know one of them.
I think Remy's going to ask the same question. Where do you want to write this?
Well, if it's coded, we could leave it in, like, the tavern. Because at least the bartender couldn't read it. The only question would be, would the bartender hand over a coded message to the authorities? Or would she be too scared to get involved at all? These are questions I can't necessarily answer. I mean, it would help if we left some money in it, like in an envelope. Then she'd be less likely probably to give it away, but...
Depends. If you put the money on the envelope, then no. If you put it inside the envelope, maybe he's going to open it to get the money.
Well, yeah, I more meant like the money, like, don't give this to someone except the person we mean.
Can we have that? Can we have that 16 intelligence roll into the idea that we have no idea where this man or woman person in a cloak, how would they know to look for a message?
Oh, they wouldn't. But if I assume if they came by here, we could tell the bartender to give it to a man in a black
Give it
cloak.
to any man in a black cloak.
Yeah,
I want you to give this to a man in a black cloak.
Yeah, there's no real way to. That's why I was saying there's no real way to do this.
We could just make a bunch of them and tell them to give it to every man in
We
the
could
black
just start.
cloak.
We could carve it into buildings, with our knives, and then maybe he'd just show up.
We put them on our beet juice cards, and we start handing them out. Inside the beet
He
juice
might
card,
see one.
It's a
He might
secret
see one, yeah.
He might see one. It's a secret writing app.
All right, so if the conversation starts deviating in that way, Raimi would probably lean towards the mark he made in the table and point at that, and then to the parchment, just put his hands in an X motion over the
Okay,
paper.
so you want to, so carving it. You like the carving it idea more.
Because just above table, Raimi can at least carve a message or a thieves' canted message, in very popular and noticeable places.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's carve it into. Let's do that. Let's carve it.
All right. So the big question is, how many drinks did you all drink tonight? Because
I drank
I'm
very
still
few.
helping Jorg. I'm not.
I drank
there.
almost none.
Okay, so you just spent the entire evening sipping your single.
I probably did two because the audience can handle two very light. And I think we were there for long enough where I felt like it would have looked awkward if I'd only had one. So I'd have probably done sip two.
All right.
And the waitress is just they're just sitting there.
Just taking up table space. No, I would have ordered at least a second drink.
Meanwhile, we're trying not to get high, but there's a bunch of spores still from when audience popped the mushroom.
Absolutely, you're there, and watch out, Tobiyashi. You remember those mushrooms from where we were waiting to come here. Everyone was preparing,
when you
and
first
we were
got the news,
preparing.
Yeah, we were mentally preparing.
Absolutely. Remember, you can't mix those two. And for those of you not living inside of this world, don't do mushrooms. Some of them are actually very poisonous and can kill you.
Some.
Well, nearly half of them, but those aren't good odds.
Those are chances I'm willing to take.
Well, I wouldn't recommend them for anyone else.
Yeah, for legal reasons. And for real reasons.
Yeah, no, not just legal reasons. 1 out of 2 is not a good odd.
No.
Right. So, well, for the rest of the evening, audience and Remy are going to go town sightseeing, and audience is going to track attention on himself while Remy is carving out invitations all over town.
Well, no, because I also have to carve in Draconic.
Oh, yeah.
We're both carving.
All right.
Do we know if he knows Draconic, or is it just that's a language people here don't know and he might know
That's
it?
a language your people don't know. In fact, the only other person I think might know it is the captain of the ship, and I'd be okay if he saw that message too.
Understandable.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, my guess, I don't know. My guess is the wizard knows it, because wizards, I know, have studied, like, Draconic is one of the languages they often study. But I assume
Draconic, yeah.
But I assume the wizard isn't coming and checking the random scrawls on the walls. And if he is,
It's like
that's too bad.
I'm going to walk amongst the common folk and
and read their scrawls and graffiti on the walls. I don't feel like he's doing that.
I don't know why. I just had this instinct of going there and reading what's on the wall. And we have someone in the chat.
Just starts leaning, squints. For a good time, find candy. They misspelled candy. It's supposed to be with a Y, not an I.
206 406
8675309.
I hope no one gave out their real numbers because
No, that's a popular.
Good.
Yeah, that's a popular song lyric.
Okay.
8675309. 8675309.
Yeah, especially since it's in the wrong order. Okay. All right. So, you go out, you spend a little time. Meanwhile, Jorg, Tobiashi, and Fisher. Well, probably Jorg
I just realized that basically they're graffitiing. Like, they're going around town graffitiing. That's essentially what they're doing.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm glad I'm getting those low roll out before the fight starts. So
Uh-oh.
All right. We're starting to get higher numbers. So, surprisingly enough, Remy, you managed to find interesting places where you can put those, and a lot of people will see them, but there's not a lot of people guarding this place right now. Maybe they're all on the perimeters, or they're still outside looking for things. Maybe clear at the train station. Yeah. Oh, that might be an interesting place to put something. Do you want to chance it and go to a train station? Try and graffiti that? Put it on the side of a train.
I mean, I wouldn't put it on the side of a train. I wouldn't mind chancing going to a train station. I don't feel like there's any reason we shouldn't be at a train station.
Well, once there are no train that are supposed to leave for the day, it might be a bit weirder. You know.
I might send Remy just to do that one and not stealth him. I'll just stand lookout. We can skip the Draconic one on that one.
Alright. So...
Well, the thing is that Remy actually could just go ahead and do that one for you, because now that he's seen you do it once...
Oh yeah, true. I actually only have to do it once, and now you can just do it. I don't even...
Then suddenly Remy disappears, and he just starts painting the entire city with this. Draconic...
We did it, guys. We got Remy to paint the whole town red.
I'm also gonna write in Draconic for the dragon, and we just add this as well.
Well, yeah, if he's from the garden, he heard that before.
It's like, okay,
the writing in Draconic, just like you just start graffitiing the walls of this now.
All right, so Remy, when you go into the station, do you do this stealthily, or do you just walk in there as if you own the place and teenagers, interesting. Bye.
You know, the second option does sound tempting, but Remy doesn't want to get arrested today.
Okay. Well then, stealth roll.
Today, specifically.
Tomorrow is fine, but today, you know.
After today, I'm gonna be cruising. It's a 23.
Okay. everything goes smoothly. Write it down. Find a nice place. Start writing this. Just as you're writing the last bit, you hear someone say, "There's a nice... Mind if I write them somewhere else?" You turn around.
Turn.
You see the only thing you could say would be a very promising male tiefling, probably 15-year-old. Damn. And he saw you?
Add him to the recruitment list. I mean, I told you to start building assassination and stealth division. Add him to the recruitment list.
You've been carving out these messages all night long, and no one in security saw you, but this teenager just noticed you.
It's fine. We just have to kill his parents, and he'll turn into a great rogue.
Well, I think he's already in a good shape to become a great rogue.
Nah, he doesn't have the tragic backstory yet.
Yeah, just like
He was
really
born on this
slowly,
island.
like really slowly.
He's a tragic backstory.
Maybe?
I mean, honestly, he's kind of already living a tragic backstory. It's just that, like, you know,
It needs
a lot
to
of
be even
people have
more
that
tragic.
same backstory.
It's not tragic enough.
You know, you need to go Batman level of tragedy.
Yeah, it's just like Raimi thinks for a moment, like still staring, just like, you know, like obviously still a bit perturbed that he's been caught, but you know, thinks about it and gives a thumbs up.
Nice. I'm gonna make sure everyone knows your work. He lets you finish because he wants to see the finished product.
I think Raimi's work just got cut in half.
You muted yourself, audience.
I was like, draw a little picture of the emblem of the dragon underneath it just to spice it up for him a little bit. Make him think it's...
Well, actually, I think that's what he just would have been doing for like, because like you added the part like, you know, like for the dragon, and he just like put like the symbol of the dragon right next to it.
Okay.
Sure. All right, so
My emblem just being graffitied on walls. Nice.
everyone's gonna know about you in here. Oh man, that's gonna end.
Hey,
well.
remember, like a big part of religion is like making sure your symbol is out there, even if people
True.
don't understand it.
Yeah.
If they can recognize it, then that's just your in for later.
Yeah.
True. Not wrong.
Slowly, audience, you can feel the power rising within you. Oh, goodness. So, meanwhile, now that Remy has an ally, drawing the messages everywhere for him. Jorg, Tobiashi, and Fisher. Well, Jorg and Tobiashi are probably having more fun in this than Fisher, but still, especially since Fisher is resistant to poison, so it's much harder for him to get any sort of feeling from you playing with mushrooms. Especially now that he's looking at you. Like, aren't you infusing herbs? I don't remember you having to use mushrooms on yourself for this to work.
It's just a part of doing it. You have to be in the mindset.
Mm-hmm. We're just making sure it's the right mushrooms.
From inside of you, Fisher, you hear, and we're gonna rely on those.
Anyways, if we add this and this, you think it will explode?
Oh, we don't want it to explode. We want it to
How big of a
burn
radius is it gonna be?
slowly.
It's an incense. It burns. and
Yeah.
it fills the space. It's not
Yeah,
a
as
bomb.
long as you can smell it.
It's not a raid bomb for undead.
A smoke bomb.
Well, if there's anything you want to talk about for that evening while you're doing this, you have a little bit of time. It's not grueling work. It's just just exhausting enough that you can't do this all night long and still get a good rest. So, gotta keep focused. Gotta make sure that the dosage is right. Someone's
Do a
making the
couple tests.
paste in which all of this is going to be infused at the end.
Okay.
If there's
Guess I'll just
anything
work
you want
away.
to talk about, or if
Mhm.
anything you want to have me talk to you about something relevant to the game, I mean, now is a good chance. Otherwise, I can fast forward this to when Audience and Remy come back. If they ever come back.
I don't think I need the.
Okay.
Oh, I would like to put my mask on to protect myself a little bit, but that's pretty much it.
Okay. You learn from the past. It's good.
Yeah.
So now there's only Jorg who's inhaling the product before it's finished.
The fumes.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, though.
Yeah.
Fast forward.
And you know,
That
to
was a smart
infuse something,
idea.
usually you use a neutral base like alcohol. So you have Jorg sniffing alcohol for 3 hours straight.
Didn't have to go to the bar to get drunk.
Sure hope my healing spells can cure cancer.
No. I think you'll be okay.
Okay.
In D&D, cancer is not a big disease. when you reach your level and in the next few levels, most disease we have here are no longer a problem for you.
Yeah, death is barely a problem for everyone other than me. Long as I'm around.
Anyway, even if you just think about this. Even if you catch cancer,
Catch.
greater restoration.
Actually, I think I can just cure it with basically 5 points.
Or yeah, you can just ask the audience.
5 points of lay on hand.
Audience can cure most major disease we have here today, so think about it. AIDS is a disease, and you can cure disease just by spitting on it, almost. So, I don't like this image.
That's what you get if you join the dragon people.
I'm not sure I like this image. Oh, you got AIDS. Yeah, you're cured.
Yeah, sure. That's how the spit's getting there.
Well, with audience, of course.
Fast forward.
Oh, good. Look, audience and Remy are coming back. They look tired. There's a slight but not nauseating scent of cheap alcohol. Remy seems proud for some reason. And disturbed at the same time. As you arrive Ranam just greets you and finally, we're closing the cages. Go to bed.
Raimi closes and locks the door behind him.
See Ranam moving away.
I'll go tell the group about what we learned and what we did.
We're all passed out.
Well,
Oh, are you guys already asleep?
No, no.
Tobiashi has his mask, so he protected himself against the mushrooms. Jorg sniffed alcohol all night long, so he smells a lot like alcohol. Probably some sort of vodka.
Why does Jorg smell like a doctor's office?
And Fisher,
Sterilization.
Fisher is not sure what just happened. He was there to help make potions, and he did, but he didn't know that it involved all of that also. Very instructive.
What did you find out?
I'll basically give a rundown of what we found out. I'll show the location of the ship. Still no people were taken. Potentially the man in the black cloak is now on this island, which is kind of interesting. He might have been on the ship. We potentially left a message for him if he wants to meet us at Mid-Cell. But that it's unlikely that he'll see it in time.
Uh-huh. Yeah, what happened?
We did coded graffiti all across the city.
Coded graffiti. Sounds like a good plan.
Okay. How coded?
Pretty coded.
Not
Like-
traceable back to us or anything, right?
I mean, if they could read it, kind of traceable back to us.
Well, yeah, but not by like the general.
No, not by the general public. Or
It's
the
not like
general.
you put the symbol
security.
of your god all over the place, you know.
He didn't say he did, so you don't know that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know it, but I'm saying it's not like he did, you know.
Nobody knows I have that symbol. I'm not actively showing that symbol.
Yeah, we all think you're beet farmers.
Yeah.
That's the logo of your company.
You can just happen to use the same logo.
You know, the Beat Farmers is just a new resistance group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will
the-
Sounds-
beat them into. We will beat the wizard into submission.
Yeah. So that's what I was gonna say. All right.
All right. So yeah, that's what we did. But no hard evidence, I'd say, potentially, except for maybe the landing zone of the ship. But I don't think we're gonna have time to go check that out before.
And that's
We
if
we
that
could
is
have
hard
Sid check it out.
information, then that's probably already been
Yeah.
super cleared out. And
That's what I was saying. So I don't think there's a lot we can really do for any of them unless they find a way to contact us. But I mean, at least until we get to the Spire, if we somehow like run into the prisons and are able to free any of them. But again, that would be a secondary objective.
uh-huh.
Although if we did free them, they could maybe buy us some time if we were trying to escape. But anyway,
Should we tell Sib about this? I don't have my orb on me, so
I don't think this is that important. I mean, I can.
well, just to let him know what we're doing in general.
Oh,
So if
well,
he
I thought we
sees-
already told him the plan of like the train stuff.
Well, still, I feel like you would want to know the information that the ship may be
Sure,
crashing
I'll
here.
call him and let him know the information as well before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So you just tell him about you learning of a ship possibly crashing, or are you also volunteering everything, including the fact that you left a message everywhere?
No, I would tell him everything.
Tell everything?
You know, now that I think about it, like, you know, he would have the most freedom to just like go check someplace out and then come
Yeah.
back later.
I would tell him
That's what I was
of the
thinking.
marked location. I would tell him of the marked location on the map if he wants to check it out. But
Well, in that case, he only has one question. So, when are you leaving this city?
Probably soon. Within the next probably within the next day. I think, because I think they'll be, I'll kind of look over George, will the potion be done within the next day?
Intent.
Because
It's only like 16 hours in, or 20 if we're doing 10-hour days.
well, if you're working the three of you, there was 30 hours left, so it would be an entire day. You did work a little bit tonight, so you could possibly finish this and catch the last train out. But you'd all also be leaving exhausted, or you can spend the next day
Alright.
doing this and leave the morning
The
after.
next day.
Yeah, so I'd say probably the day after tomorrow.
Very well, then if you wish, I have more than enough time to investigate the landing site of this ship.
Okay,
Then-
cool. And then I'll also tell him, I said that'd be helpful. Also, I'll tell him about the guy in the black cloak. I don't know if you've ever ran into him. I know you're not part of the garden, so you might not have, but if you've ever heard or ran into him, he might potentially be on this island.
Interesting.
See that weird stealthy one that we catch glimpses
He's
of?
the one that keeps just appearing, like, in random places that we hear about, but, like, never... Yeah.
Really? You've never noticed him more than this?
No. He's always eluded our attention.
Interesting.
Like, we haven't seen him pull out his keyblade, so we're not sure if he's a good or a bad guy yet.
Well, we were told not to fully trust him, I think, but also not to fully not trust him. I think that was what we were basically told, is like, he's not fully on your side, but he's also not actively against you. I don't know. We were given mixed information.
The
on him.
the original quote you received on him was, he can help you, but you always need to be wary because he can only be found in the shadow of the hunter.
Yeah. Which would be weird that the shadow of the hunter would be here. But
That's true.
Well, I'll say this whole island is a shadow.
Mm-hmm.
fair enough.
Unless the god of judgment is the hunter.
I hope not. I really hope not, since we literally went through them. I feel like he would have just killed us, though. If we'd gone
Yeah,
through the
probably.
I think he'd just killed us there, so. Although
Unless he's
birds did attack
manipulating
us
us
right
into-
afterwards while he was judging us, so maybe.
You know. All right. So you tell him. Oh, you do hear a little bit of concern from Civ when you tell him that you've only seen him a few times.
Have we ever seen him? Or have we literally just seen the black cloak disappearing in a crowd?
You've
We
seen
saw him before we got sent to the dream place.
Well, I don't think any of us can actively identify, his face.
Or no.
No, none of you have ever seen him. You know that he pops up every so often. You know that he seems to have your... Well, he seems to be paying attention to what you're doing. Because on several occasions, because he mentioned that you wanted to have this or that information to the garden contacted you. So you know that he is paying attention to you. But no, you've never seen him. You don't know exactly which class he is. You've never even had his name.
Yeah.
You don't even know if it's a he. Could be an it.
Wait, I've got it. It's future Cuddles. That's why we never see him,
Whoa.
because
He's evolved.
Well, it's future Cuddles. Like, they actually went back to the past.
And we let what's her face die, which is why he wanted to kill us so bad. The birds.
Alright, so.
Well, no, let's be more positive here. It's just like, in the future, we ultimately do set her free, but then Cuddles was sent back to the past in order to make sure that the events transpired as they do. You know, to close the loop.
Yeah, of course. So,
Does he attack us just because that's what happened, or does he attack us because he wants us dead?
That's always the question. So,
I think he wants us dead.
After sharing this information, and you agreeing that for the next 24 hours, Civ is not going to be covering you, you close the orb and you go to sleep. Is that it?
Yep.
Alright.
Yup.
So, you all go to your room. Everyone says good night, except for Ranam, who just looks at all of you and suddenly says, "If I hear fucking behind the anteater's cage again, I'll cut off your..." And he walks away.
That's fucked up.
I didn't realize the anteaters were so horny.
Sure, the anteaters were horny.
I think the anteaters make the people horny.
Oh, it's that tongue.
And with this pleasant image in mind, I think we're gonna go to our break.
Yeah. I mean, they do got them tongues. Anyway.
15 minutes should be enough time.
15 minutes. Yeah, absolutely. Alright, so Valentin is there, and apparently House Common Blood is also there. So, you're going to be sharing a nice evening, well, 15 minutes in a marsh environment while we take our break. So, no, that's an owl. So, sorry. Alright, see you in 15 minutes. Bye. Hello and welcome back. Welcome to those who arrived while we were on break. Graphic Luna and Torch Blaze. Yay! Hello. Now we can finally share the space with Val and V and talk about animal sounds.
Try to think of an animal that starts with A that makes a unique sound.
That wouldn't immediately be associated with another animal.
That's easily recognizable by the general public.
Alright, so with that pleasant image in your mind. Alright, so you all go to sleep. You all go to bed. As always, Fisher, I need to ask you if you want to try and sleep or try and just stay up all night. You know, it's too much of a bother.
Nah, I got this. I believe.
I believe.
Hell yeah. That's a nat 20.
Whoa.
Oh.
Alright.
Now he gets to use this coin for something else.
Alright, so you go. You hear everyone else go to bed, and you're there. Alright, we're gonna do this time. I know I can do it. I feel confident. Alright, so while you're there, trying to think about how you're gonna fall asleep, you have this moment of slight confusion where I've been told that counting sheep helps, and I tried that, didn't help that much. Could probably try and count stars. Yeah. Hold on a minute, there's not supposed to be stars right now. Yes! I'm asleep!
There, I found it.
Oh, jeez. But then, after that initial moment of, yes, I succeeded, you still have that, hold on, there's not supposed to be stars right now. So what exactly am I seeing? You see all of those dots in the skies. There are so many of them. It's understandable that you confuse this with stars, especially if you are standing in the middle of a city, because cities do have a little bit of ambient light. Not as much as today, but still, they do have a little bit of ambient light. Sort of recognize, alright, that's probably why I mistook this for stars. But you're looking at them very closely, very intently. Feel drawn to them. Some sort of kinship. As if you were also a lost dot in the sky. After a moment of watching them, you realize that they're moving very slowly. Or maybe they're very far away. But they're slowly moving, going in a direction.
Can I tell, are they all going in like the same direction, or?
Mostly. You do see a few of them going in a different direction. Generally, they're all moving in the same direction, but then suddenly you see one starting to move in a different direction. It goes around, goes into a circle, a spiral, goes down and stops there. Sometimes you see it disappear. Sometimes you see it move on and start traveling again. You can't help also to feel a certain sense of breathing, like the ocean. Actually, it sounds a lot like the ocean. You have free will.
If I look down at myself, am I me? What is else is around me? Or am I just kind of in a void?
No, you're definitely not in a void. You'd say you're somewhere on a beach. Feels like sand, looks like sand. But you can't see any debris from the ocean. No branches, no stone, no shells. You can't see where the sand ends and there would be tree anywhere. The oddest image is when you look at yourself. Although it is you, you feel some sort of disconnect. As if it's you, but looking at yourself in a way that you're not supposed to be able to do this. As if your point of view was not in your own eyes, but maybe near your throat, and so close to your chest that you can actually notice your chin.
Okay. Can I see what all of the lights seem to be going towards? Or are they just kind of going in the direction and there's nothing in that direction?
You can't see far enough to see where they're going exactly. They're all going mostly in the same direction, and when you pay attention to the sounds, to that breathing that feels like the ocean, it even feels like they're going in the way the breath is going.
You mean like the direction it's coming from? Like the sound is coming from?
Yeah, there's where the sound seems to be coming from, and they're moving in the same direction as the sound moves. So if you were standing your back to the ocean, they would be going ashore. Where exactly, you don't know.
Okay.
You also feel that disconnect in the sense not only that you're not seeing your body from the right angle, but you can almost feel tethers to your bodies from where you are. Small, fragile tethers.
Like from the ground?
No, from your point of view, to your entire body.
Oh. Can I see what they're made out of? Or do they just like feel them?
You can see them, but your hands are reacting to your thoughts and also to the tethers themselves. When your hands try to grab them, they just go through. But you recognize that the tethers are reacting to your will. However, they're so thin. It's as if somehow you'd manage to scratch and scrape little wires from your inside muscles and manage to pull out these small wires and tie them to yourself, to that point of view where you are.
Can I kind of will my point of view back into my body?
If it starts for you to get too weird, then yes, it would. As if surprised by a out of body experience, just going this, and then the point of view just slipping back inside.
Yeah, I think he would be almost scared to detach, like try and pull away and detach. And so, because he feels like maybe that would, I think, or at least I'm thinking it's kind of visualizing his consciousness as it's tied to the body he's in, or like the point of view from his soul or something. And the idea of like detaching from the body and then losing control of it again somehow scares him. So he kind of instinctively pulls back into his body.
So as this perspective comes back and you sort of reconnect with your body, those little tethers seem just to fade away. Not break, just fade away, as if they simply slid back outside of your visual range, leaving you with the very strange knowledge of, damn, Is that how I am alive? Did I manage somehow as a soul to scratch my way into a body? Tie myself to it by fragmenting something that is connected to the other real plane? Is your connection to your body also this fragile?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's kind of spooky. I think then he's gonna start moving in the. So all the lights in the sky, or most of them, are generally moving in one direction.
Yeah.
Some of them aren't, and some of the ones that aren't either like swirl around, stay still, or go out.
With the new information you have, with this idea of yourself, there is a
Do I get that those are like other construct souls?
there is a thought exactly like this one that comes into your mind. Those that swirls around and stop and seems to vanish, are they others like you? Souls which has managed to find a body. And those who just go away are those who couldn't connect with the body. And the rest are those looking for a body.
Interesting. Can I kind of want to see what's making the noise. If I can turn and start heading in that direction.
Well, you turn around, and as your head turns, you start seeing more and more light, as if the sun was rising. The more you turn your head, the more the sun seems to be rising. All the way to the point where you're looking straight toward what is the ocean, or what would be the ocean. And you see this light very far away that looks like a sun rising. It is near blinding, but it feels like it's right before it pierces the horizon. You have this moment where it feels like it's about to breach, and then it goes back down. Not enough for the light to vanish, but as if it was trying to move up, ascend.
And then it couldn't?
Couldn't, and was pulled back into what would be the ocean. But it keeps trying.
And do all the lights seem to be coming, like, they seem to be coming from it,
Because
right?
of the light, it's because of how much light comes out of this place, it's hard to tell. But yes, it does look like they're coming from that direction.
All right. And all of the little lights are like super far away, right?
This is how it feels. They're either very far away or very small and just a little far away.
But not within reaching distance.
No, you wouldn't be able to stretch out your arm and catch one. And as a matter of fact, when you have this moment, this thought of, can I catch one? And just raising your hand, you notice that the dream seems to slightly fade. And this is when you recognize you don't have a whole lot of action left in this dream. Your dream is slowly coming to an end. You're starting to wake up. Sounds from the outside are piercing through.
You hear Tobayashi's voice piercing the veil.
Just sleep talk.
I'm about to get I'm about to get it to where I can astral plane shift. Don't worry about it. Maybe one day. I'll come with you.
I think as I'm waking up, I'd give one last look towards the attempting to rise sun, and then wake up.
Make a perception roll.
I'm spread eagle. No, it's fine.
Can I use my lucky coin inside the dream?
Yes, I'll allow it.
Cool.
It is on you. It is attuned to you, so yes, it does react to your will.
Alright, perception. I don't have Terranad's help with this, right?
No.
Yeah, so that's just a +2. 14.
14. You look at it and one last time trying to understand as much as you can, and the only thing that comes to your mind when you're watching this is it's trying. It's trying to become a sun. Something way too bright for you to watch with your own eyes.
Mm-hmm. Also, before I wake up, could I, I'd like to try and call out to it and say, just, hold on, I'm getting close.
Okay. You manage to voice out something, to say something, but because of the state in which you are, you're not sure if it was heard or if it's the rest of your party that heard you screaming as you were waking up.
It's like, hold on, I'm getting close. and everybody in the room just like,
What? That's who the cloak-hooded guy was. I see.
Yeah, and then I guess I wake up.
Right. It's the morning. That's good. Probably one of the most elaborate dream you've ever heard so far. You have had so far.
Yeah. Interesting revelations.
You are woken up more thoroughly by Ranam calling out for morning meal. Well, actually yelling out the morning meal, sounding like someone just over enthusiastically playing the triangle to get everyone into the kitchen.
Alright. I'll head over there.
As you're walking, you do hear Terranad say, "Well, that was an interesting night. I don't remember having this much time to myself in a while."
I quickly go back. Was there a mirror in the room?
Small one, yeah.
I quickly go back and look at myself in the mirror. Check for a mustache.
You're
There's
human.
nothing drawn
No.
on you.
Yeah.
I have skin.
You're
The
a
real boy.
Yeah, okay. That cleared up. Yeah, I head back. Yeah, I had a dream. It's kind of weird. Out of body experience.
Yeah, I have those frequently. Every time
Well-
someone pulls me out of their body.
Yeah, that's we
Everything,
don't technically. Yeah,
everything just fades slowly. Then I fall asleep and don't know when I'm be waking up. Could be waking up in 10 years. Could be waking up in 300 years.
yeah. Sounds rough.
Yeah.
You'd think that'd make you be more grateful and gracious to someone who put you in their body and
And sending
kept
me
you
into danger
conscious.
every single day. Yeah, of course.
I mean, I could leave you on a shelf somewhere.
Well, maybe the next one will be less of a danger hog.
My experience, conscious constructs are not really all for the quiet life. At least the ones I've met.
Yeah, the one you've met. Maybe you should talk about this to those living here. They seem to be conscious for a little bit longer than those outside of this place.
Really good point. I haven't met any here that are conscious.
Now you've met. No, you haven't met any
Other-
conscious. You've met a few
Yeah.
normal. Well, who knows? Maybe you'll meet some. You wanted to go find if you had brothers and sisters. Maybe you're not the only one. Maybe you're not that special.
That would be kind of cool.
Maybe you're part of the 98%. It's just not the 2%. Just keep running into the 2%, you know?
Well, we'll stop by when we go to Mid-South. See what's up.
Oh, look. All of your friends are there. And so everyone else appears in the room. Alright, so I believe we did say that this day was going to be spent helping Jorg finish his potion, so it's mostly a fast forward, with the exception of Remy, who wants to make a roll for searching for... What exactly? How did you phrase it?
Just
Zombie
looking
lore.
for
Yeah.
potentially some information on the, or at least like the information that this library would have on the kinds of zombies that have been,
Can you make any
discovered
more of those
slash.
parchments, by the way? The undead parchment things we had for that one fight?
I don't think we have any more, do we?
Well, we still have some, but I don't know if we can make any more.
You've never...
Well, we never made any to begin with.
Oh, you know what I'm going to do during the day? I'm going to go talk to the wizard and ask if he can make more, because I saw him copy stuff.
Okay.
Hey, we're coming to fight you later, but we have to get through these zombies.
No, not that wizard.
No, I realized after
Kenku.
that he meant this. He meant the Kenku and not the actual wizard.
We'll be back though. Don't worry about it. Just need your help really quick.
All right. So, well, Remy, make a. Do you ask Ranam for for instructions?
Well, yes, and funny enough, like, I didn't think I was going to be using it in this way, but, like, Raimi would, as part of this particular interaction, minor illusion a book, but then pull out his zombie hand puppet that he bought sessions ago.
Okay.
And then maybe to emphasize it, pull out his pacifism knife and just start stabbing the puppet.
What would be his response to this? Oh, yeah. You want to learn how to hunt mices. I got you. So, yeah. You think he understands, and you have confirmation a few minutes later when he takes you into a huge section about undeads and studies that have been made on the mist and on their effect on undeads and the types of undead that people usually meet, and what for you feels like, okay, an interesting description of the difference between the undeads here compared to the outside world, because there is a confirmation that they are very different. The mist, essentially, what you gather is the mist makes them a lot more resilient. It's frequent when someone is facing an undead to strike at them, they fall, but unless you can do a severe amount of damage, they will simply get back up as if nothing happened. Mechanics wise, they're not using the same mechanic for the undead that's inside of the monster manual. Essentially, you have to utterly destroy them if you don't want them to eventually get back up. Radiant magic still has effect. Critical hits also have effects. But unless you can reduce the amount of matter they have, they will come back up. And that's even for the most basic of undead, the zombies.
Damn.
And he's just like, great, this is great.
Yeah, that's where you're going.
Fantastic. Remy feels very secure in his life expectancy. Actually, Remy's probably very thankful they're going with the sturdy train option.
Yeah. Fortunately, zombies are not zombies that can run, but they do make a difference between zombies, ghoul, and geist. So ghouls can run. They're basically zombies that can run and a bit sturdier. The others, you find them less, but it does happen. However, since most of the people that do die and come back are not magically fused together by someone doing weird experiments, there's a predominance of zombie ghouls, and it's even been seen a few skeletons. Even skeletons are slightly hardier than the skeletons that you know. But they do blow up pretty well. Less messy. For the types of...
There's a real shame that there's no finesse bludgeoning weapons, you know?
That's always nice. Oh, I'm gonna bludgeon you delicately.
I mean, it's like a whip kind of thing, like a really long flail. I could see as like a bludgeoning finesse weapon. But yeah, outside of
hammer. Oh, it's finesse.
Yeah.
Well, you're just a monk, so
Wow.
it's
Yeah,
not
no, that's
technically
the-
finesse.
Yeah,
You just
a
get
monk.
to.
No, everything for you is like air quote finesse. It's like,
Yeah.
but as far as like weapons that naturally have the finesse property, no.
I like the way he said.
In fact,
you're
the
just
only
a
bludgeoning
monk.
weapon that a rogue can take the most advantage of is the sling. As far as the only ranged weapon that does bludgeoning damage, that. Yeah.
That's right.
Maybe we should pick up some malls, audience.
I mean, I got my mace.
Oh, that's true. Right, you gotta. I should pick up. Something.
You guys might want to pick up malls.
That's very audience-like.
I think Remy isn't going to attempt to pick up a mall.
It's okay. It's okay. Guys.
Just
I'm
in
gonna
general.
go. I'm gonna go try and get more of the scroll things for us. And I'm gonna go find the Kenku.
All right, so
I just helped Jorg finish.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, just
you-
like Remy, just like that. That's research that whole
Wait,
time.
what? Pause.
Well, you know, Fisher was nearly there, and now Jorg is finishing.
Ow, my ribs.
In fact, no, it's like just instantly at the breakfast table, just like Remy would just like turn his head at Fisher, just like, I'm almost there.
Oh, yeah, that's. I had a dream last night. I was trying to talk to somebody. Apparently, it didn't. I don't know. It was kind of, ambitious in the first place. I think that they'd hear me.
Oh. Any like big images that stood out to you? Motifs.
Yeah, well, so basically, I had a out-of-body experience where I'm pretty sure I was looking from the point of view of like my soul, and I could see how it was like attached to my body, and then I could see a lot of other souls that were looking for and finding. Some of them were also finding bodies. And then I was able to see what was probably the source. Was like a big light. It kind of looked like a sun that was like trying to rise, but then it couldn't. And then it'd try again, and then it couldn't.
But different than the giant sun I've seen in my dream, or the one on Sachet's book, right?
I
Different
I
than the
don't know.
one on Shay's book, yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay, just double. I mean, I assume.
I mean, it was
double
it
check.
was a bright light, like
Okay. Well, that's similar to the sun I've seen in my dreams. Was also a bright light, but
it
Yeah,
seems
wouldn't
like
it
a
just be great, by the way, if it just turned out that both of them, like, one was like communicating with the other's air quotes god / creator. It's just like Fisher would just have to be like, oh, damn it.
there's just too many sun gods, man.
yeah, this is the
They're all
dragon.
bright.
Fuck, damn it, go away.
Not interested in you.
All right. Cool.
You know what? Fine, I'll just minor illusion it like that.
Yeah, that's right. I completely forgot that I need to change your name tag to say Fighter Wizard.
Does it look different than the sun I saw in my dream?
Yes, the sun that you
Okay.
saw in your dream was fully realized.
Okay.
The first one.
That's what I assumed. I just had to double check.
You've seen, well, actually, you've seen two suns in your dreams. You've seen one that was barely piercing through, and you saw one that was completely blinding you because it was completely up. The most recent one was the one that was barely piercing through.
Yeah. Is it different than the one that was barely piercing through?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And once I have that resolved, I'm gonna go find the Kenku.
All right. So, take a moment and find the Kenku, which you've learned the day before. His name was Ranam because it was passed around. Someone asked.
Okay.
So, how do you formulate this?
What's up, Ranam? Here are these scrolls. Can you copy them? Can you make more?
So that's for cleaning out a cage.
It's kills undead. Here, I'll hand them to him. I don't know. You're a magic user. You tell me what they do. I mean, I know what they do, but
Takes a scroll, looks at them. What do you want my help for?
I'll be like, I'll put first one forward. I'll be like 1, and then I'll be like point to him, and then put 2 forward. Like, can you make more? Like 2. Can there be more?
He can hear. He just has a hard time speaking.
You could speak to him.
I don't know.
He looks at you for a moment when you start gesturing as if he was a 5-year-old. He looks at you. Listen to me, kid. Listen to me really well. Because I'm going to kick your ass so hard you're going to smell your fart before they come out.
Okay. I could give you some compensation. I don't know. Can you do this? Yes? No?
So, when exactly do I have to finish cleaning out these cages?
Flips
Tomorrow.
the table.
24 hours. Actually, I don't even know if 24 hours. We were trying to leave today, I think.
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. So, like, I don't know, 16, 12, somewhere in there. 14 hours.
You hear what sounds a whole lot like a pack of hyenas laughing.
Okay. Does that mean you can do it or can't do it?
You know, old shit can only become dirt.
Okay, I feel like you can't do it, is the messages I'm getting here.
He changes his voice completely. Can I at least do this, over the week? I don't want to clean that up during the night.
No, we don't have a week. We're trying. We got a fast timeline we're on. We got to move quick. In and out.
I can't leave the zoo open just for you. Get out!
Okay, I'm gonna take the scrolls and leave.
Need some Bud Light.
He couldn't do it. I'll come back to the party. He couldn't do it. We got what we got.
Damn, that's tragic.
He's
I'm
weaker than
surprised.
he's weaker than I thought he was. As usual, wizards continue to disappoint me.
Can't you just copy it?
Yeah, dude. What?
That's
Isn't it
not my
just right?
forte.
Oh, so it's not as easy as you
Dude,
think it is.
okay.
Huh?
I literally just started getting deeper into the actual wizard side of stuff.
Yeah, to my deep disappointment. But yes, continue.
It takes 2 hours just to copy down the most basic of
Nice.
spells.
Thank you, Valenby.
This sounds like like you guys should be quicker at it.
Well, you see,
What do you?
when you actually try and learn stuff and put effort into it, it's hard. You know, not everybody just has a baby daddy that gives them powers.
I mean, again, why would I waste my life studying when I literally have a god that can give me all that for free? Like, you're not wrong, but this is a good thing.
Mommy,
Well, because you
Daddy,
can't,
please don't fight.
like you said, you can't make new stuff. You can't.
Well, my god could. I just can't reach him right now.
Can you reach him ever? He's a god, right? Like, you can't just walk up. That's generally not how divinity works. You can't just walk up and be like, hey, can I have something? And then they give it to you. At least in my understanding. That's...
Yeah. But I mean, I have stuff that could basically do what the scroll does anyway. Like, he gives me power.
Yeah.
Scrolls are more for you guys.
Yeah. But, like, you were just complaining that the Kenku couldn't.
I'm not complaining. I just have said he disappointed me and he's weak.
That's complaining.
No, he's just stating facts.
Toby is trying not to laugh so hard while we're making this thing. It's underneath my mask, so you can't see me smiling.
I'm basically trying to say be better, and you're not hearing that.
Meanwhile,
better.
George
No, I am.
Oh,
I am
no, I
scared.
know.
hours
I
making
like
all
this too
the
much.
thing.
I like this too much. Audience, you hear from behind you. Hey, you! Catch!
You also
I'm
hear-
not gonna catch. I'm gonna immediately duck and roll.
Okay, so
I'd
I'd
roll,
say,
Immediately-
please let it be a catapult.
I don't trust anything.
roll with
I have
on the
learned-
sorcerer's spell
His
list.
battle
I have
instincts are too
learned-
strong. He's not just gonna turn around and take whatever it is in the face.
Yeah. I'm gonna duck and roll.
So basically what you're saying is that you're taking the dodge action. Alright.
Yes.
So...
Let me catch it.
Well, no, I think... well, yeah, Tobiyashi, you'd see this... You'd see this arriving. You could possibly try and catch it, but... You see the ball that you gave, the orb that you gave Ranam, being flung right at Audience's head. Audience, how does a 22 sound to hit?
I don't know. Am I dodging? Am I using like a dex, or is it against my
Dodge
AC?
that just means that I have disadvantage when I'm rolling for you to attack you.
Oh, a 22 just hits.
So you turn around and all you get.
I
to
don't turn around.
Oh no, that's right. You try and dodge, but your reflexes are too slow, and you get smacked behind the head. Fortunately, he's not that strong. For 3 points of damage, as this ball hits behind your head, and you hear it fall to the ground. And Tobiyashi, you're very pleased to see that the ball seems to be intact. He seems to have been able to repair parts of it.
Jorg, I need a second. I'm gonna go pick it up.
So after that hit that just smacks you behind the head, you hear Ranam's voice, or rather someone's voice saying, well, actually, you recognize that voice. You hear him say, you just disappointed me. That's your own voice. And you hear him moving away.
I'll wait till he moves away, and then I'll be like,
Wait,
"You
how
see?"
did you fix it?
I'll be like, you see? Throw was weak. Didn't even hurt that much. I've taken way worse than that from any Dragonborn fighter.
Well, yeah, he's a wizard. He's not strong physically.
I guess you fixed this a little bit at least. Look at it, Jorg.
Audience, just
Fisher.
because you're too intellectually slow to understand arcane magic doesn't mean it's not incredibly useful.
This is the part where Raimi just like
bring
walks
out a
out
bag
of the
of popcorn.
room, not wanting to bear witness to.
I'll tell you what, Fisher. How about you throw a firebolt at me, and then I hit you with the Divine Smite, and we see which hurts more. And then we can
I'm
discuss which is
sorry,
better.
are you trying to compare the most basic of cantrips to a rather powerful ability you have?
I don't know what's powerful and not power. All the stuff you do looks the same to me, because you miss all of it.
Remember fireballs that like blow up our whole party?
Yeah, this is what I was saying by just
I
'cause you
don't. They were
have
all
the
behind me.
intellectual
I was holding
capacity
a
to
barrel.
understand arcane magic.
You've been hit by fireballs.
See, George, that's what I say. He's not smart enough to know, so I think this
Yeah.
conversation's never going to lead anywhere, so I think I might
I think you're
stop.
right.
Okay.
Been working
I'm
on
glad
this
that
thing
we're
for
all.
like
I'm glad that we're all on the same
50
page.
hours.
I'll take a look at this orb after we're done finishing this. We gotta hurry up.
You have Sashay in a corner saying, "Oh yes, you're all on the same page. I'm just not sure you're all on the same book."
We're on the same page in different books. Each book is, he's an idiot. I'm right.
The problem is, I'm pretty sure his book is saying the same thing.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
That's,
Please try and not kill yourself. There's plenty of things that wants to do this here right now. You still have at least one day that you need to get along.
Okay. Speaking of
yeah,
that,
this is
I
how
have-
we get along.
who doesn't
This
have
is team
who doesn't
bonding.
have cloth of undead turnings right now? Doesn't know.
Me.
You don't.
I don't believe I do either.
I have a whole bunch of
Uh.
holy water though.
Okay, I have.
I think
Fine.
I've got like 2.
Yeah, I have 2, but I'm gonna give mine out because I have a good way to kill undead.
I also have a cloth of undead.
Also, wait, do you even have Turn Undead? You don't have Turn Undead, do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Turn Undead is a cleric feature, not a paladin
Yeah.
feature.
No.
Yeah.
I have my mace though.
But you said you could do it.
No, the I don't have any more of the parchment.
I didn't say I could do
Did-
exactly what the scroll did. I just said I could kill undead.
Shopkeys, map, scroll, blah, blah, blah. Fast healing, Orland's
Just double. Yeah, no, I don't have.
Okay, I'm giving you one.
What are they called again? The
Cloth of undead turning. And then, Jorg, you said you had some?
Yeah, I have a cloth of undead turning.
And Remy, I know, has some.
Oh wait. This is why I didn't have one, because its DC keys off the user's wisdom.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
that's why I
don't think
wanna-
I should have one.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to give them to people. I'm trying to give them to Jorg and Toby.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I need one.
I should not have one, because that one's
Okay. Honestly, Toby,
Uh,
I'm giving you both of mine. Take
Okay.
them.
Thank you. I start. Well, yeah, I get. Well, we have time in the middle of us doing our stuff, right?
Well,
Me and Jorg.
well,
or
you
you
have
have to be
time.
working
You
nonstop.
probably have a few hours for eating and things like this. Normally, this time would be spent unpacking and making a campfire, but you don't have to do this. Renam is preparing meals for you, so
All right, so I get prepared and everything. I'm gonna fill up the knife with the holy water.
okay.
With it could hold 3 things of it, so I'm just gonna fill it all the way up
Dose. Okay.
at 3 doses.
I would also recommend, if you don't have it prepared, looking at Jorg, protection from evil and good.
I think I've got protection from evil. Yep, I do.
Hey Fisher, it looks like he was able to fix this in some capacity. I still don't know how it works though. I'll
Was it-
show Fisher the orb.
Is it the security orb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a big hole
Alright.
in it anymore.
Yeah, can I take a look at it? Like, did he literally
Yeah,
just like fix the outside? Or like...
He just fixed it.
Well, yeah, sure, you can take a look at it. It simply looks inert, as if parts of this has been fixed, but it's not activated right now. Or it doesn't have any power. One of the two.
Can I?
Put Terranet in it.
That would be kind of interesting. Can I identify it?
Yeah.
With the
Yeah, it
spell.
counts as a magical object now. Yeah, sure.
Yes, so I'll ritually cast Identify.
Alright, so during the day, while Jorg and Tobiashi plays with mushrooms, and audience, well, he seems to be playing with mushrooms permanently sometimes, but even though he's not
Jorg
actually
eats a
playing with
mushroom.
mushrooms.
A hallucinogenic mushroom to his tiny blob in a jar.
He's going on a
You're
spirit journey.
giving
Guys.
him a
He's trying to talk to his god.
Changes color.
Yes. Oh, and I
It's
give
just
Fisher all my notes that I took from the library for the orb.
Okay.
No, I'm actually what if you want to know what audience is actually doing is he's trying to draw an elaborate diagram of how to properly throw a ball, but not actually showing it, but just trying to draw it somewhere so that just is a very passive aggressive thing.
Wow.
He's supposed to be helping us.
He's so bitter about an argument.
So you're hiding this somewhere in the library so that one day
Yeah,
he
just hide
finds
in a
it and feel pissed about it?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Oh goodness. You're really
I'm gonna try and put it on a book I think he'd read. Tuck it in.
all right.
I'd like to know what book audience thinks he'd.
Maybe I'll ask Sashay casually in a conversation, what books does he like to read?
Magic for dummies.
All books?
What books has he been going towards recently? What's been his areas of study?
I don't think he has a particular focus. He likes knowledge in all its form. I'm pretty sure
He
he's
was,
going.
however, reading a dragon slaying book the other day.
Wait, what?
I'm pretty sure that he is always on the lookout for new books. Subject that he doesn't know all that much, that he will try to improve his knowledge on them.
It's okay.
I haven't seen him dabble with plants, so eventually he'll read botanical books.
I've thought of a new strategy. It's okay.
Okay.
She doesn't even ask the strategy to what.
Well,
Just,
that's because you said something before I could. Don't antagonize him.
I would never. I'm only ever helpful to those. I only want to increase their knowledge. And then I'll kind of walk away.
Of course.
Want to make a deception check there, but.
Well, technically it's not deception because it's true that's what he wants. It's his motive for wanting this that is in question.
She can roll an insight on me. It's probably not a very high score though.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
gonna
it's
go
probably
and,
just strengthening increasingly Ronald's perception that Raimi is the leader because everybody else just seems to be constantly fighting.
I'm gonna find a book and I'm gonna kind of pull it out and then put it where it's it's in a weird way. So if someone wanted to fix it, they'd have to fix it, and then I'll tuck it in there.
Right. All right. So
That's what I do with my day. All right.
you
moving on.
damage a book. You place it oddly, so someone wants to look at it, and then you place your notes on how to throw in.
Yeah.
I'll take that in note, because one day that might bite you again.
Later on in the day, once again, it's like a book is thrown at you instead.
Mm-hmm.
But they threw it in the correct way, as you instructed.
Listen, I'm just trying to help the guy out.
They just use the
You have an
catapult spell on
advantage
it.
on his next throw after he
Yeah.
finds that.
I will feel like I've done my job successfully.
Mm-hmm. All right, so oh yeah, identifying the ball. So you identify the ball, and probably to Tobiashi's dismay, it's not gonna do a whole lot that he feels would be very useful. It's been reverted to one of its earliest of all stage. It's basically a device that can help you take pictures.
Nice.
You can activate it. It has a range of 1 mile, and it will take pictures, which it will show you with a minor illusion.
Worth it. I'll take the notes back to the garden and see if they could fix it.
We could bring back a very bad, but at least a montage version for Gnome Tube.
Yeah.
Keep the channel going.
The channel going. Damn, I'm gonna have to create a YouTube channel for this.
Gnome Tube.
Alright. So, the day is spent, for some, doing very interesting stuff, for others doing childish stuff, and for and for the last part of the group, learning more about the dangers that are about to befall all of you. So,
Hey, he's hoping that information will be useful, okay?
well, it would at least make it less surprising to fight an undead, at the very least. So, the day is spent fruitfully for some, childishly for others. Now, I will say you can always try and sleep again at the end of this day, because you said you were all going to leave in the morning. So Fisher, you can all try and sleep again. I just don't have anything drawn right now, so if you roll really
Improv,
high,
baby.
I don't know what I'll say.
Well, the likelihood of that being an issue for you is rather low, but we'll see what happens.
Specifically, 1 in 400.
Does Civ call the next morning or call that night? I would ask, because he was gone.
It's a new day, so I'm going to use my coin again.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Hey! 17.
17, alright.
We forward Civ's call.
So,
Looking forward to Civ's call.
about Civ. No, Civ did not call during the day. You did not specify when exactly, so he might call in the morning.
Okay. Yeah, I just was asking.
So, 17, huh? Well, you do manage to fall asleep, and you do manage to go back into this intriguing state. However, just like many other dreams, purposefully trying to go back to where you were doesn't always give the result you wanted. This time, you find yourself watching from an advantageous point of view. You're not sure when this happens. You're not sure where this happens. But it feels like you're watching maybe from the top of a tree or from a ledge nearby. And you're watching down, and you can see a group of people surrounding two persons. One looks a bit like a female, the other one looks like a male. You can't make out races or anything else, but you see a bunch of people around them, and they're looking at the shackles that have barely just been placed on those two. They're speaking in a language you can't understand. One of them tries to rise up and tries to reach out toward one of those who has the chains at the other end of these shackle and chain. But the moment they're just about to touch the person, you see that person squeeze the chain and pull on them, and it's as if gravity changed around that person, and they suddenly just fall to the ground, trying to maintain themselves up, barely able to do anything more than being in a kneeling position. You can swear you hear one of them, but you don't know which one. Say, even then, say is a strong word. It's more the tone of which at which they're saying it, because the language makes little sense. But why? They want to know why. Why are they doing this? The others surrounding the two just look at them as if they were objects. Don't even bother answering. They just squeeze the chain even more and pull on it, and they just find themselves nearly crushed to the ground by this unseen force. And then you see one of the person walking next to one of them, taking a knife and making a wound on one of the two, and then collecting the blood. That's where your dream ends.
Okay.
Yeah, you're into creepy dreams tonight.
Uh-huh.
How many of the incense did we make? Just one?
One dose, one serving. It's written on the document how many uses there when you make one recipe.
I've got it.
You got to remember that this is this is something that's more of a downtime activity. So,
So yeah. So you wake up in the morning with this disturbing image again. This one slightly more abusive. Not sure what to do with this. You think you like the other one better? Also, it was much more mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it only lasts 10 minutes, but I can spend more time, I assume, to make one that lasts 20 to 30 minutes.
Well, that depends on how much you put, because it is a paste. If you just put more, it's going to take more time to burn.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know a bit about incense. Incense comes in many different shapes. This one would be similar to a incense cone. So it's going, you ignite the top and it's going to burn. The bigger the cone is, the longer it's going to last.
Yeah.
So with that weird dream, you find yourself in the morning again, and it's time to leave. Alright, good, nice. Jorg has finished making its incense. Civ is probably going to call anytime soon. Once again, you're being called into the kitchen, where a meal will be shared, and where Sichet tells you that, well, just like she said, she needs to finish recovering, because her hand is nearly unusable right now, so she needs to finish healing the broken bones. But at least thanks to Jorg care, she knows it's going to heal up properly. It's just a question of a few weeks. So she's not going to be very useful to all of you for what is coming, because you are going to throw yourself in a whole lot of danger. So the time has come to each go on its own path, and she looks at all of you and says, well, I'll stay here. I can communicate with Tobiyashi rather easily, and because he gave me his own communication device, you can communicate with me, and I can answer discreetly if you need to. I will stay here, so if you need your research, I can probably find something. And Ranam is going to go to the Eastern Station, try and figure a way to make sure that he can actually give you the confirmation when you need it. So, if there's anything you'd like to say before we part ways, now would be the best time to say it. I'm not going to follow you all the way to the train station. I think it's better if I'm not too easily seen.
I agree. I'll miss you. Stay safe.
It was a pleasure meeting you. Heal up well and fast, and stay in contact.
Well, I will. At least with you. And so long as you're inside of the island chain, I can probably stay in touch with any of you if I understand the instruction on those orbs correctly. Alright. Since Ranam is going to take a train also, he can leave with you if you want. But I think it might be might draw a little bit less attention if he did not take the same train as you.
Yeah. So we have to get our suits on now? Is that what we're doing?
Technically, if you want to reach your destination dressed up, yeah, but still you have several hours of train before you get there. You could change in your boot, you could change...
Yeah. We should probably change before we get there. I don't know if we should change now.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, yeah. What do you figure about the orb? What does the orb do?
What orb?
Fisher.
Oh.
It's the camera thing he was talking about.
Yeah. So it just takes pictures?
Yeah, well, for you, because you've done a whole lot of research, he basically restored one of the earliest version of what the orbs were meant to do. They were just there to spy on people, to make sure that everything stayed in order. So,
okay.
You have a long-range floating camera.
Nice.
I will say quickly before we leave, once the others had kind of walked out a bit, I would lean into Sam and just be like, I just want to let you know I've met your father, and he's still looking out for you. And then with that, I'm just going to walk away. No other questions. Let her sit on that one.
Okay. Well, if you don't stay around to do for an answer or anything like that, yeah, no, she can't do much other than.
So you gotta leave them wanting to see you again. That's the trick. Can't close the loop. Can't close the loop.
All right, so that's how you create codependence, but that's another subject.
Don't worry. We're just trading one type of abuse for another. It's fine.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's fine.
So you all make your way toward the train station, and it's a rather interesting day. Everything feels lighter after having lived those nearly 3 days sheltered in this library with nearly normal moments, other than the fact that you're in mortal danger at all time and Fisher has odd dreams, but nearly normal moments with people eating around a table, children fighting amongst each other.
Lightsaber duels, all of this is normal.
So yeah, nearly a normal weekend that you had. It feels interesting, feels nice. Now that you're back outside, however, it's not a bad day. Well, at least for how things are in this place. Covered, as always. You can't see the sun. Temperature is dropping rapidly, so especially now, you probably need to just bundle up in your cloak real carefully because there's a little bit of wind and it pierces rather rapidly. But other than that, everything feels nice and relaxed. You're about 2/3 of the way to the train station when, audience, your orb rings.
Ring, ring. What's up? What's up?
It's the armadillo scream.
You hear Sachet's voice saying, "I'm spying the train station right now. You shouldn't go there. A train has just arrived. If I'm seeing this correctly, there are 2 Mar E's, 8 Civ E's, and 24 Mil E's that just stepped out of the train."
Ah.
Well, let's get there.
I would imagine just
let's
like
not
audience.
get there. Let's make a quick turnaround in the other direction.
No, I just want to imagine just like audience is just like having himself like, you know, like walking kind of like this, looking at his orb, but then just like suddenly every part of his body but his head just starts turning, and then
Because audience normally walks at the front. You just see audience just turn around and just be like, nope, not going this way. Gotta turn back towards everyone, just like make the little turnabout motion, like, nope, we're not going this way. Turn around.
Well, okay.
What's going on?
And I'll be like, so I'll be like, yeah, so 2 Maris and like 8 Civies and a bunch of other things just stepped off the train. This is not the train we're catching.
This city is about to become very intensely watched over. You need to get out fast.
Out of this town?
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're looking for us, but
Whether or not they are.
they are. Yeah, we need to get out. Did your friend know another exit?
Well, there's always the main exits. If they just arrived at the train station, they're probably not there yet. They'd have to be looking for you specifically to try and cut you off.
Okay, we'll head to the other
Let's
side.
go.
Yeah, well, quickly, I'm gonna be like, all right, guys, quick pace, other side of town. Let's try and get out.
All right.
So you start.
I mean, hey, since Raimi and audience had taken the time to do some graffiti around town, they at least have a general idea of where everything is.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, no, immediately you orient yourself. All right, we're going in this direction, so Norton exit is the closest one.
Yeah.
So you start walking. Remy, you have a good view of your pupil work as you're walking. Oh, I didn't draw that. That's nice.
All right, time to leave. I will still keep on the line with Sachet. I'll be like, can you, if all the exits get blocked off, can you ask though if there is another way to get out? If he knows of one.
There's always the source, but I can always ask him. He's not that far. I think I can discreetly message him, and he's not going to draw too much attention answering. Keep on going. I'll do my best to reach him, to reach out to him.
All right, Well, she's on the line. I am gonna call Civ and see where he is, because maybe he knows of another way out since he used to live here. Also, it would just be good to tell him what's going on.
All right. You call Civ as you're walking toward the northern exit.
Yeah.
And, well, you manage to reach him. You hear his face. Yes?
So a bit of a problem catching the train. 2 Maris, 8 civvies, and a bunch of others just got off the train. Apparently, this city is kind of going on lockdown right now. We're trying to get out through one of the other exits before they fully encompass the city. Wondering if you know of another way out that might not be one of the main exits, since you used to live here.
Well, for someone who can climb wall or jump above them, that's always an easy way inside or out. But for you, I'd say the easiest way out of the city would be the sewers. But I'm not sure you're well prepared for what you'll find in there.
Okay, I have a rope of climbing. That could get me over, or that could get us over the wall, but it wouldn't be super fast.
Well,
let's just book it to the gate.
Well, we are. That's
Alright.
option 1. I'm looking if they're Amari standing at the gate.
all right. Well, I'll do my best to get there as soon as I can. I'm only a few minutes out.
Okay, we can talk about any information you found later. All right, bye. I'll hang out.
You close the orb and you turn the street and you see the exit that's nearly there. You know, that 10-minute walk felt like 2 hours for some reason. But with that
The sirens start going
rush of adrenaline, well, for everyone except Fisher, for that rush of adrenaline inside of you, nearly pushing you to go faster and faster, as you turn that last street and start walking toward the exit, you do notice that there's one unit that is standing in the middle of this gate leading out.
What is it, though?
What kind of unit is it?
Because that depends on.
Well,
I'm doing.
he's a bit far for you to notice exactly what he is, but with the way that everyone else, as you're walking the street, is frozen, staring into that direction, but also slightly to the ground, you get the feeling that it's not a melee.
I mean, I don't really even want to fight a civvy, because that's going to not be a quick fight. It's gonna draw. And if it's a Mari, I definitely don't want to fight it. Should we just turn and quickly go towards another exit, or should we keep going?
I think we go to the sewers.
Uh,
If this exit's
Yeah.
already
Well,
blocked
there are
off,
more
all the
exits
other
to the
ones have
city
to
we
be-
can check. There might be a less guarded exit. Remember what
is
they said?
is there another exit?
There's
assume-
four normal exit to the city. There's one north, west, south, and east.
Which one's
mean,
the
if
one
he's already
closest to the
there-
train? Because I assume the one closest to the train's already ticked off.
I'd say most likely the western one.
Okay, so I'd say, all right, let's try east real quick, and then
What one are we at right now?
north.
North.
Let's try east. That's the furthest one away. Hopefully, that one will be not guarded by as many units,
Alright.
or by what I assume is potentially either a Mari or a Civi.
Alright.
You immediately start moving in another direction, and especially Jorg, Remy, and Tobiashi, you start noticing Mil-E units in various streets. They're moving closer and closer. They don't seem to be looking for you specifically, as in you don't see one looking around and then seeing you and then start walking toward you. But they are searching the city. And the pattern very much feels like grid pattern. Something happened.
I don't think we're
Something
gonna
drew
be able to
attention.
check. I don't think we're gonna be able to check another exit after this east. This east might have to be it, so we're gonna hope it's not as guarded.
I think even if
You know,
it
this
is,
sounds like as good a time as any for Raimi to activate his lantern and just have us a good old round of pass without trace.
Alright. So
Fair enough.
you
Are we all stealthing up?
Yeah, I guess we should stealth,
Not-
right?
not until we get like to the gate, because that slows us down a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say Remy, not until we get, because it also looks weird with the shadow. So I'd say like once we get to the gate. But
Yeah.
You're moving
I
forward.
mean, unless I'm mistaken, it's like with the lantern specifically, it's more like a light than a darkness. But
okay, so it won't be as bad. But still, like it will slow us down. So we want to.
Well,
Right now,
the
speed.
lantern,
You can have
the
it
lantern plays a lot with light and shadow. This is why if you open it up, it's light. If you close it up, it becomes shadow.
Okay.
So
So could we do it now, and it wouldn't slow us down that much? I don't-
it still remains the spells, the spell. So it still has. The
Yeah,
same
he can cast
effect.
this. We don't have to be sneaking when he casts the spell.
Okay.
It gives
Right, like, he
it
casts
gives
it.
just a passive +10 to stealth.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So yeah. So we won't stealth yet.
plus it lasts for an hour anyway, so we might have some carry off for when
Yeah.
we ultimately have to maybe
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
jump into the sewers.
you you hurry up and you start walking, seeing this net slowly closing itself around you and avoiding streets where you see more security. Maybe 5 or 6 minutes before you're arriving to the east gate, your orb rings again, audience.
I'll pick up. Hello?
It's Civ. Civ says, I hope you're not at the southern gate. There is
I
heavy
am not.
resistance there right now.
We went to the northern gate, but I'm pretty sure either a Mari or a Civi was there. So we are now headed towards the eastern gate as quickly as possible, hoping that the resistance is less there.
Very well. I will catch up with you in a few minutes.
Okay.
You're walking toward this exit, and again, you turn a street, and although you don't see anything, everyone, well, those you can see, villagers, are quiet, looking down. The street is nearly deserted.
Okay. Are we close enough to see what's guarding the gate?
You see 2 units. One of them is placed in a position which feel like subservient to the other one. So it's either a Civ E and a Melee, or a Mari and a Civ E. But from where you are,
Oh, hey.
that's...
Oh, hold on. Raimi has a spyglass.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So when you have this moment, you take your spyglass and you open it. No. You would have preferred to not take the spyglass out. You can definitely see the one that is subservient is Civ E.
Oh yeah, no, we're not going through that gate. We're not going through that gate.
Just as
Where
you
do we
arrive
go?
and you say, "Oh God," you turn around and you hear, there you are. He said you would be here."
Who said what?
As you all turn around, you see this unit with bright orange color coming from his
Never mind.
articulation.
Never mind, we're going through that gate.
We gotta go through that gate now.
He looks at
Never mind, boys, we're going through that gate.
He looks at all of
Coming
you.
from
Remy, you have this
behind
moment. You
Yeah,
probably
from
have
behind
this
us.
moment where you were looking at your spyglass and you have the reflex of turning around with your spyglass. You see in large letter on his chest, Mar E 0972.
I'm not fighting the
We're
better
leaving.
Civ. I'm not fighting the better Civ right now.
Mhm.
On the
No.
cards.
Is it too late to pass without a trace?
We already did. Well, it's already up.
And
But,
he
yeah, but we
is
weren't
already
sneaking.
seeing you.
He already
I know.
sees us. The others
Yeah.
at the gate technically
I
haven't
know.
seen us.
Ah.
But you could tell them.
Well, at the very least, we could confirm that he's just very observant because they couldn't have done it through mad.
Dork, do you have any way to block off our path, or no?
I do have spike growth.
Okay. I'm if audience knows that, I'm like, just gonna like look at you and be like, spike growth behind us, and we're running.
Mhm.
Like, not even a question. Like, we just run. We try and get out, fight as quickly as, like, fight if they're there, but literally just keep running. We
All right.
can't fight him. We'll die.
Audience,
Yeah.
audience, when you look at him walking, and he's probably something like 40 feet away, coming out of a street, you really feel what Civ meant by he has the attitude of a red dragon. The level of confidence he has as he's walking, he's not even walking in a way that feels like in any way, shape, or form he feels threatened by your entire group.
Yeah. I get the same sense from him also that I do from Core. That's why I'm also like, nope.
Well, interesting group. Although I am slightly disappointed. He did say that there was a blue sword. I was expecting someone else. Oh well.
By the way, I'm not listening to him monologue. I'm already running.
Yeah, I'm watching.
too.
I
You
didn't-
can
Oh
be
yeah,
like
sure.
watching it.
Good. We love what you're saying. Bye.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not listening to this dude monologue. I'm like, George spike growth and we're taking off.
I will cast spike growth behind us.
All right.
Now he might just jump it, but at least, you know,
I'm gonna dash through the gate.
Oh yeah, no, I'm using the dash action. Like,
Mhm.
I would like to dash and also use step for the win.
the other Mari can try and stop us, but I don't care about him anymore. I'm much more scared of this dude.
All right. So, I'd say probably the last few action that you take, because I'm not doing this at this hour. You're gonna stew on this encounter during the week. Just in case it falls into a combat, I don't want to ask you if you want to have a 2-hour combat at this time.
Well, I think at this point, combat's kind of the only option,
Well-
but it's going to be more, I think, of a running and gunning kind of combat.
All right.
In initiative,
The
how
fact
much?
is, the fact that they snuck up on us the way that they did, and just like so suddenly, I feel like this thing just teleports.
Mm.
I mean, I assume he was just been tracking us, and he's good at tracking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, something is sure. Someone somewhere along the way, since you arrived in the city, sold you out.
I knew I shouldn't have insulted that Kenku.
Nah, it was me. Not your fault.
Oh,
Fucking-
Fisher.
Yeah, I pulled my sword out to scare some bandit dudes who were mugging a guy when you were gone.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the sword
Oh, I
does
thought you
have
meant you
a
sold
It
us
blue
was
mist.
very
We're actually-
obviously magical,
Oh boy.
but I didn't really think about that until after it happened.
Boy.
I thought you meant you sold us out because you.
Yeah, yeah. Dude,
Yeah,
guys,
Fisher, you going back
You
to
pull him
you're going back to your
con
roots
with
here, bud?
us.
So
You're
you
rejoining the wizard.
you turn around as you're about to start running toward the gate with everything you can. Tobiyashi has this moment of adrenaline rush. Oh shit! Oh shit! Go! You're
He has a bonus action dash.
You turn around and you're just about to start running, and you realize, god damn it. There are 2 units slowly closing the gates that you're going toward.
No.
There's no way you can make it. Well, maybe you alone, and maybe Remy can make it. But if you start running right now, you're gonna leave at least Audience and Fisher behind. Jorg might be able to fly away. But if you run as hard as you can, half of your party stays behind.
Well, I mean,
Well,
Like,
guys,
conjure
I mean,
two,
to
like,
be fair, I will
cows
say
to charge the gate.
that was what was said. If we fought him, is half our party would die and half would escape. So those odds seem pretty accurate.
We talked about this. If some of us get caught, I'm not coming after
I
you
got
guys.
listen.
That's
I got
right.
listen. I got a rope of climbing. I'll start trying to climb over the walls. I'm sure I'll make it.
Uh-huh.
So, as you see this happening, what is your last reaction before the stream ends?
I'm gonna start heading. I mean, I am actually gonna start heading for the wall. Try and just climb over it. I have a rope for that.
How far away are the people closing the door?
Right now, I'd go with...
Yeah, could you like stop them closing the door?
That's what I was thinking. Just lightning
what I
bolt
was
the shit
thinking.
out of them.
I was thinking of summoning animals to like charge the gate. And hold
I'll
it
say this:
hostage.
if you can get out, I also have a potion of gaseous form, so I could get out. So we'd only be losing Fisher.
And Fisher, you can just say you were chasing us.
Audience is just seething on the inside about our argument.
Do
I'm
I
just
leave
saying
Fisher
we can
behind?
sacrifice Fisher. I'll get out right
Useless.
now.
Can't do anything.
Eventually.
No,
We don't
he
need
was
him.
okay when he was a pure fighter, but now that he's becoming a wizard, you can just leave him on.
Listen, it's he's going down a dark path anyway. It's
So
time.
how far away are the people closing the door?
Right now, it's about
Okay, how's-
120 feet.
Fuck. All right. If it's
How high are
100
the
feet,
walls,
you
by
can
the way?
lightning bolt them.
How high are the walls?
Walls for I'd say around 40 feet high.
Okay.
I don't think a lightning bolt would even stop them from closing the gate.
We could get my rope could get over the wall in 3 turns if we can get to the wall.
All right,
we can
I'm
survive for
ready.
3 turns. I can get my rope over the wall, and then we can climb it.
Takes you 3 turns to get your rope over the wall?
Well, it moves 10. The end moves. I don't throw it. It's like the end moves 10 feet because it's magical.
Can we
If
just
I could-
throw it?
If I could make it there before they close the gate all the way, I could grapple one of them at least.
I think
Oh,
technically, if I throw my rope, I could get it up initially, like as far as I throw it, and then it could start. But
So gates this thick is usually a mechanism. It's usually a mechanic which closes them. It's not someone pulling the door.
Okay.
so
Oh, you guys are getting left behind.
Yeah, I think we're booking it for the wall.
yeah,
Looking at.
I'll try and get us over with the rope.
I'm gonna try to jump through the gate.
All right. So we've got Tobiyashi trying to slip through the gate. Audience preparing to use his rope and believing that he can hold 3 turns against.
Not really. I'm hoping he'll monologue for 2 of them.
Civ will
Actually,
get
I'm not.
here.
Yeah, I'm like dashing towards.
Well, Sivs did say that he was going to be there in a few minutes, and I did say this a few minutes ago, so Civ might just be around the corner also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we also know Civ will lose. He said he was more powerful than Civ.
Alright, so I'm gonna let you stew with everything that's going to happen.
Jorga's spike growth thing, that's his turn.
Since I know that you absolutely want to avoid combat,
I mean,
Yes.
me as a
Yes.
player,
Yes.
maybe not. Okay.
Well,
maybe.
I mean, I was actually okay to fight a regular Mari, maybe, but not him. Not
Yeah.
him.
alright. Well,
Not-
knowing
We
this
should've just fought
information,
first dude.
who knows? Maybe
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is how
we
it's
have-
going to turn out.
We should have fought the first dude.
So, we'll end today's episode on this here, on these action. Because if there's a chance, even a small one, that there is going to be a fight, then we're looking at a stream that's going to last at least an hour and a half more. So, I think some of you want to go to sleep.
All right, let's do it. No,
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, well, you're going to have a whole week to think about a strategy to try and survive this, to get out of this. Possibly fight, at the very least, Amari. So, think away. Alright, so with this for today, we are going to go with the sounds of cricket and campfire, and I will think...
if audience told to run, I'm not stopping.
You don't stop. You just want to get out of there, even if you have to sacrifice 4 members of your party.
Yeah, it'll just be Fisher. It's fine. Fisher can hold them off until we get.
Fisher could technically teleport, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I can Misty Step 30 feet.
All you have to do is get 10 feet up the rope, and you can at least get on top of the wall.
Yeah. Or I'm thinking if I can jump, Misty Step, and get high enough to at least like grab the edge.
If you tell audience I could try and boost you, I might be able to boost you at least 10 feet in the air.
Uh-huh.
Boost.
Yeah, I think we might do that. Also, I was thinking because the lever, if you start at the bottom and go up, it closes and then locks things.
Gross, so you could maybe stop
you
the
could
gate from
boost.
closing.
Yeah, or just
So
force it up.
I'm thinking, or if I start at the top maybe and go down, it would open it.
It's possible.
Forgot we had that.
The
level.
only thing I have currently is the one time I did start it in the up position and went down. It was in the when we were in the demi plane that we stayed in when we were with all the other garden adventures, and it just ended the demi plane. So,
But what if we've been in a demi-plane this entire time?
What if
and
it just
ends?
What if it just stops the mist altogether? There's just
I don't know,
for mist.
but I mean, it might be worth a shot.
Well,
Or maybe I start it in the down position and then that'll hold it open.
I'll just...
That would be good.
I'll just say it like this. So, right now, even with audience's rope, you still have to climb the wall on one side and then climb it back down on the other side.
You could jump.
It's still 50 feet. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, but
But you know, there are
it's gonna hurt less to find out.
What I mean by this is that even right now, running to the wall, then getting the rope out, letting it slide up, then you climbing up, even though it's magical and allows you to move at normal speed, you're looking at around between 5 and 7 rounds to get out of this place.
Oh, I know.
Fisher's option, you only need to reach the doors. And he might, because it's an untested theory, he might be able to simply open the door or prevent them from closing, which is a faster method, but you can only do one of them, unless you want to split the party right now, and whomever doesn't succeed dies.
Okay,
Actually, should I give the lever
Baton throw.
to Toby because he's faster?
You should give the lever to Toby, because Toby can reach the door in like this turn.
Yeah, so you would have to baton hand it to me as I'm running away.
Toby, catch. Toby has good hands. You could.
Yeah, I
you
could catch it. I haven't gotten to use my my one catching ability yet.
Yeah. Just chuck it to Toby as he runs.
Alright, so you have your options. So if Fisher option works, then his option only takes 2 rounds to do. It takes 1 action.
Oh, there's a Mari and a Civi standing there, but yes.
Yes, you might have to fight those 2. Might.
I mean, we could also just take an attack of opportunity and keep running.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, okay, so I used my bonus action to dash, so all I would need to do... Wait, I'd have to use an action to catch it, huh? Never mind.
Well, I'd just be handing it to you as you run past.
Running? Okay, okay. And then I can use my action, and then my action surge to activate it.
There you go.
I mean, we're
yeah.
just, I mean, that's fine. You can use your action now because we're really not trying to fight here. We're just trying to get out.
Yeah.
So think
All
about all the
That's the plan.
variables. Tobiyashi, if you get to the door first and there's no one there, you might be alone to fight MRE and a Civ E. Just saying.
Toby,
Shows
just
up
keep...
immediately.
No,
gets
Toby,
stomped.
No,
Toby,
as
just
soon
keep
as
the
I-
door open and then just keep running.
That's
Don't
what I was
worry
gonna do.
about
Just open the door, hopefully the thing works, and just keep on going.
Yeah,
It's-
don't stop.
Is the bomb in the storage?
Yes. Yes, the
Yes.
bomb is in the storage, and I am not pulling it out.
Blow up the gate.
That's plan F.
Alright, so you have all of these options. I'm gonna let you decide which one is best. And
I'll message through.
Second
Well,
best, you mean.
we'll see.
Actually, that's-
We'll see which one you end up with for next episode and what happens. Because who knows? Civ might be able to give you a little time if he's not too far away.
Or I throw the blob at him. And see what happens.
You know what? We could bring out all the plans at once. I open it with the lever, and then you throw the bomb, blow it up, take out the 2 in front of the gate. Blob comes out.
Before a weird plan starts coming out, because throwing the blob is starting to be a little bit weird. I think you've been meaning to do this, and you're just looking for an excuse to do it. So,
I want to know what happens if he comes out of the jaw.
Yeah.
I'll remind
With
you
the
that the
thing, it
blob
makes it
eats
even more
organic
powerful.
things.
They're like, they have organic parts, right?
You don't know.
What if you toss them at all the civilians and just sacrifice them to turn into a giant blob that fights for us and takes them apart?
Yeah.
You keep going after civilians.
Damn it. Alright, so let's end this before the entire group turns evil. And we'll like to say thank you for all of you.
If you really want to test out George, we'll throw it at some zombies.
That's a good idea.
Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you for all of you for being there tonight. It was very nice to see people talking in the chat. Valen V, House Common Blood, Torch Ablaze, Graphic by Luna. And I know for those of you listening to this on Friday, that's not going to make sense. But those people actually talked in the chat. If you want me to mention something at some point, you're going to need to say something. Because even though it is a rebroadcast on Friday, I am actually there. I write. The things that I write, some of them have been copy and pasted, but it's actually really me. And I can mention you on the beginning of the next episode also. You never know. So, thank you for being there. Thank you for watching. We hope you had a pleasant evening. It was an enjoyable session. And that you'll be back here next Wednesday or next Friday if you're watching the rebroadcast. So, as always, if you enjoyed the show, you can support the stream by following us, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. You can also make donations. You can become a Patreon. You can subscribe to Twitch. But if you can't do any of those things, simply spreading the word of this channel helps tremendously. You have no idea. So, thank you for being there, and as always, stay safe and stay healthy. Good night.
Good night.
Tene.
Good night.